In the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Flying high, I emerge through the flames. Have no fear, I'm here, so stand back. Melanin, activate, the name is super black. In the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Flying high, I emerge through the flames. Have no fear, I'm here, so stand back. Melanin, activate, the name is super black. Imagine that, a future that's super black. Long as your skin brown, your superpowers intact. What would your powers be? Just hope it ain't super whack. Spatial manipulation, create a portal that's black. Maybe just super speed, time travel to run it back. Or cheat manipulation to keep my spirit intact. As I encounter evils the world face, demons the world makes, I'm needed the world at stake. Rest in peace to Chadwick, they killed all the Black Panthers. Told us white lies, I still marvel at black answers. Suits in DC, pray it lead to a civil war. It ain't no Justice League, what's the need to be civil for? Propelled like the juggernaut, it's clear ain't no stopping this. The world in grave danger, who can stop the apocalypse? They killed all the heroes, the new ones don't really care. But if you need me, put your fist up in the air. Yeah, in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Flying high, I emerge through the flames. Have no fear, I'm here, so stand back. Melanin, activate, the name is super black. In the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Flying high, I emerge through the flames. Have no fear, I'm here, so stand back. Melanin, activate, the name is super black.
Whoo! Hey, everybody, it's Thursday. It's Chris Fury, the man on the wall. I am back. We are back. We just left the space dock. I hope you're tuning in. I hope you seen that interview on the YouTube channel. If you didn't, you can still go check it out before we pull it down. But anyway, thank you for tuning in for Blurred's Eye View on a Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening. Jesus, it's been one of those weeks. But thank you for tuning in. If you are a first-time viewer, thank you. If you are a first-time viewer, always hit that subscribe button and that notification bell on the YouTube channel. Follow us on all the socials that you see us on, including Instagram, which is just all one word, Blurred's Eye View. And it'll show you to the link tree that shows us, well, just everywhere you can see us, including always press record TV on Roku or Amazon Fire. So you can always check us out there. But let's get our thing going, because tonight we talking about some video games. We got a lot of gaming going on, a lot of things, a lot of console action, a lot of things that need to be talked about. And we also got a couple games that we wished we had never played. But without further ado, let's get our second command in, our weapons master, Lady Mandalore. What's going on?
Pew, pew,
pew. Not the pew pew. Jesus, wait a minute. I gotta like watching Kevin Hart do a gangster rap album talking about pew 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 pew.
On the ones and twos, I do the pew pew pew.
So congratulations to our very own Lady Mandalore. She did an amazing job interviewing Carl and Love Jones.
Thank you.
You know, out there at DreamCon, representing the entire collective of Blurred's Eye View. So that was an amazing interview.
Yeah. They're amazing people. They are amazing people.
Yeah. And if you've seen the show before, you know, Carl left a lasting impression along with Tracy Morgan.
As off camera as he was.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, then again, it's Tracy Morgan. He leaves a lasting impression wherever he goes. So without further ado, we also have our griot of horror, the one who keeps us watching the movies, or she watches the horror movies so you don't have to. Our very own Geek by Heart, Lainey. What's going on?
Unmute yourself. I just want you to take off the mute button.
She has
I was ready.
So ready.
I'm ready to talk about it. Let's go.
Lord, here we go.
Shut up.
Right.
No, y'all
take your flowers.
But a holy famous, I ain't got a back shit. I don't even have a balcony, a backyard. I barely got an extra kitchen in my house. Or not an extra.
No problem. We can do a base.
I was about to say they do extra kitchens out there in New York. I didn't know.
No.
Not where I know.
If you got a kitchenette, you lucky.
Jeez, I was about to say.
The kitchen and the bathroom.
Bathroom. Oh my God. We also have our very own cinematic assassin. He takes care of all the action films. He's our ship's computer. the whole nine.
Resident Wise ass.
That's right.
Resident Wise.
Yeah.
Not worthy.
Wait a
We're
minute,
not
no,
worthy.
wait, because it fits the
We're
narrative
not
for him to
worthy.
be the ship's computer and the resident wise ass. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
Kira said, "Oprah, watch your neck."
It's
Relax.
an anime. It's an anime that's literally writing itself.
I don't need
Damn.
Come
help.
on, a team
Damn,
of
we
black
coming for you.
a team of black space pirates with a computer that has a smart ass mouth.
Yeah, no, that's him.
Yeah, it works.
It writes itself.
You know, you got an engineer that can lift warp drives with his hands.
There you
You
go.
know what's going on, Black Spark.
And he's the writer of the whole cruise ship or which have you. Yeah, there you go.
It's like this is what we do. Look,
My
Come on,
favorite.
Don't do that.
My favorite.
Got a
How
dark skin
Black
friend,
Spark?
looks like Michael Jackson. Got a light skin friend.
I always
what's
like.
going on, man?
I always like Wesley Will better than Shamar Will.
Jesus.
Dang.
I'm caramel.
On that note,
I'm gone for 5 minutes.
we
5 minutes too long.
Lord,
It don't take that long. You know that.
we got our very own Navy Montel in the building.
Hey.
Hey,
With his
wait a
frosted
minute.
fangs. Here we go.
You've got to represent the Frosted Fangs, ladies and gentlemen, courtesy of Otaku Noir. Reach
Frosted
out and put
Fangs.
Bird's Eye View as your promo code. You can get free shipping. Also,
Okay.
Navy Montel as well, but it's not my show.
Frosted fangs. You can't get a show or your day started without a frosted
Where
fangs.
is your box, Kira?
I don't know. Leave me alone. I can't find it right now.
You're gonna go, girl.
Don't
I
you
keep
dare.
mine in the background.
That's dumb. That's dumb.
Oh,
That's all I got right now. I
Hey.
represent.
I did a live tonight, and I after seeing people like Our Family Plays Games and Otaku Noir, I said, why aren't we supporting these efforts? Midnight Comics got their Kickstarter going. They are less than 16 hours. I've already put my bid in. I don't know if you're watching this, you have not supported them. You're screwing up.
If you didn't,
You mess with the
be a
church
fool if
money.
you didn't. Also, in the wings, the one who makes sure this ship gets off dock perfectly and it stays afloat. Our very own Tafari TV. What's going on, Tafari?
Oh shit!
Don't do that.
Lie like you make lie.
Throw away that controller. Don't do that.
It's
No, wait. That was literally. Remember the episode? Remember in Avengers when Tony Stark is stepping on a helicarrier and he says, "And that guy over there is playing."
That man is playing Gallagher.
Man, thank God, we all can
You don't
see it.
see it.
We all see it.
What's that name?
It's what we do around here. That was that was an amazing interview, Kira's Lady Mandalore. I'm gonna put it out there.
Bravo, my dear. Bravo. Yes. Kilala
Yes.
is media perfection.
She got nervous, but I was like, you did fine. You did fine.
Darling. You should give
The
yourself
camera loves you. Yes.
Better than fine.
I liked what I did. I cannot rewatch myself. Like I can be in the moment and do it. I'm cool. Don't ask me to rewatch myself do this. It's
Don't worry, my dear. I can rewatch you anytime.
Giggity.
We've crossed over into dirty
Over
old man.
and over and
He
over.
is getting his mercy on for real.
Speaking of Kickstarter,
So yeah, speaking of Kickstarter, not only does the Midnight Comics have a Kickstarter up as well, our very own J1 from J1 Studios, Jason Richardson, also has a Kickstarter.
Yes.
Right now, go check that out. It's right there. Go to Kickstarter.com profile /J1 Studios. He's killing the tabletop game right now. He's killing it over there. VT Heroes and all the patches, and you need to go check them out. So go over to Kickstarter.com profile /J1 Studios. Go check him out. Go check out Midnight Comics and their Kickstarter. It's live.
And there's one more entity too. Our Family Plays Games. They are brilliant. It's a family of board gamers, and they've got a Kickstarter going on where they're trying to bring awareness to the tabletop aspect from the Blurred point of view, and definitely go check them out because they're freaking brilliant.
They are. We have a lot of gamers in the Blurred community, and this is what I love about it because we've played games here on the show, you know, and it's it's caused Black Spartan to not want to team up with.
I don't play with
Mandalore.
I don't play with Kira. Kira's too competitive.
You want to be on my team, is what you want to be.
The New York in Kira comes out when she's competitive.
No,
that's just in New York.
Absolutely.
New York.
Absolutely.
Okay.
What's the problem? You don't like to win?
I mean, I like to win. I'm good with that. I beat you, but still.
So what's the problem? I don't understand.
What? I know you too much. No.
No, too much is never enough.
You're like that one space partner that expects me to know how to play. What's the book? No, I don't need
that.
See, that's why I stay away from spades because I ain't got it.
You're right.
I know how to play.
You're right, Bird.
One person be like,
"You're not alone." Yes. They tried to teach me at DreamCon. I got to play, and then it started to get competitive. I think.
Thank you.
I can see Kira at DreamCon right now. You don't know how many books you got.
Ooh,
I can see her doing that.
No, I'm kidding.
I stay away from phase. Nope. No. I'm good. I play Catan. I'll play Catan and make it ghetto, but I ain't gonna do phase like that.
Once you see the table fly at a family reunion, you're good.
Listen, and that's the real thing.
Who's throwing dominoes over here? Who's throwing dominoes again?
Ooh, not dominoes. Dominoes are craps.
That gif of that woman is taking that big ass table and slinging it like it was a broadsword. Ever. Never be a vibe. I'm just like, yo, you know what the level of strength and center of gravity and physics and like she swung said table, caught 3 chairs.
Like Odell with one hand.
That lets me know she played softball somewhere. She was a catcher somewhere for softball because that was too much of a pitcher stance. Like, come at me.
I'm surprised she didn't keep the table to bat away said chairs, but you know, hey,
she had to keep the beasts at bay. So you throw the log. And then you only have to deal with the distance.
Black Spartan knows about throwing logs. I mean,
imagine if she was at the Montgomery Brawl.
That's what I was thinking.
They needed her.
All they needed was her. That's it.
No, she would probably be like, that's a 10. That's perfect.
I've been sitting there talking about
water. That's what it would have been.
Yeah, that would have been murder.
I've seen more chair on human violence lately than a little bit. It's like every time I over video, swing. What the hell?
There has been a slew, and it's our people. So shout out to the Sitfu of Chairfu, Hellspawn cosplay.
I was waiting for that.
You just gotta do it right.
Of showing your stance and the proper grip and sidestepping and everything else, the type of chair you need to use, and he even breaks down some of those videos. Now, mind you, some of those videos, the execution wasn't perfect. However, it got the job done.
He explained the technical aspects of it all. You got hit on the light side. Light side is for multiple shots. The power shot is the knockout. That's what you want. You want to save that knockout for when you know they stagger.
I've seen 2 knockouts. From chair shots, and I'm just like, yeah, the WWE can learn a few things from this.
Do is when you swing down, step forward.
Yeah,
add momentum to your swing.
How did they say it on signs? Step into the swing, away, swing.
I don't know. I got my PhD in chair food from ECW, so that's
my man.
If you gonna swing a chair, you gonna swing.
Let's go.
TLC, baby.
New Jack style.
And a whole different thing to me.
Yo, if you want to swing like Rock did on Mankind during that, that time, he had him handcuffed. It was like, yeah.
when you can
I don't
bend the
think
chair.
I don't think The Rock had a match like that ever since.
No.
That is bringing it back.
If you get hard enough and you smell color, yeah, you just need to quit.
What's scary is the person that you hit the chair with smiles at you.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's when you'd be like, you'd be like, oh, I fucked up.
That's time to run.
Yeah, that's a run movement. That's you hit me with a chair and smile. No, that's I'm gonna have to shoot you on that one.
Yeah, you said like there's no forgiveness on that stage. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
time to bring up the mystery Muscatool on that one.
Right.
I will say on a personal note, they're fighting back the way that they always do, because I'm currently on a Facebook warning because one too many chair memes got me in trouble.
Yeah. So
the funeral is Saturday.
Not even Facebook prison.
It wasn't even, actually it was my meme, let me stop. But there's you need to appeal to the diversity board of your peers. And I'm like, none of these people look like me, but good to know.
Everybody fails the paper bag test, but in the other way.
That's how they get. That's how they get.
It's
Who
is they? Oh, I think we know who they is.
Who they is.
Imagine
with the pumpkin spice Starbucks.
After items,
Right.
you know, you have a gang full of people carry chairs. You got people that carry sticks, and you got those who carry. Oh my gosh, no one carries a gun. It's just walking. It's like the Warriors,
which is
They're
a
walking
blessing.
down the street.
It's a blessing.
The weapon of choice.
How Pop said on Friday, you use these, but you get to live to fight another day. I'm like, hey,
you win some, you lose some.
You win some, you lose some. Walk away with your dignity. Speaking of which, the brother who was doing the chair slinging during a Montgomery, Alabama sweet tea brawl, Alabama sweet tea brawl. He was arrested, but there was a GoFundMe put in place, and he was also bonded right back out.
Look at that!
Hey, free man.
In other words, the melanin community said, "What chair? We ain't seen no chair. What are you talking about? Did you see a chair? I didn't see a chair."
I feel like, well, what did you do? I go back to Black Mom. What did you do?
The funny thing is, if you go on TikTok, you're gonna see white folks supporting everything that happened.
Of course.
What I said, when you saw the fuck around to find out it was a tattoo and you got laid into it, boy, you should have walked away when you had a chance. Matter of fact, jump in the water next time because you got handed to you. You look like this.
There has been quite a few of the opposite side, of the Napkin American.
Oh yeah,
that has sided with us.
Yes.
On said they were just like, yeah,
they've given you the Kanye show.
Yeah,
They've given you the Kanye show for real.
There was no way they even defend these jokers. I mean, he threw the hat in the air, and all you saw was a white knuckle flying. I said, bruh.
I love the fact that you had a few of them sit there and go, "Oh, y'all should feel bad for the white lady." I don't, and I'm white.
Nope.
The one was old girl that said the only rule that he broke was hitting a white woman, because we all know that only white men are allowed to hit white women.
I've
heard I didn't hear that one. The truth of that, but I didn't hear that one yet.
Yeah. I heard that one. I was like, ooh.
He's telling secrets now. Or actually not secrets, but you know.
Just break out the chart. Fuck around. Find out.
It's a church finger move right there.
You got a mark on your forehead. That's a hashtag, nigga. What?
To the Caucasians creeping. Tell your cousin quit reporting me. Knock it off.
Right. I enjoyed it. It's what has it been? It's been 2 weeks.
You know what? 2 weeks. It's been about a week and a half. It's been
long enough where the police tried to do it, and now it's not funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Once the police take over, the joke is done.
Absolutely.
It wasn't
nice one.
Alabaster agitators.
That was what I got in the
nice
alabaster.
The thesaurus game is real right now.
That's what I got. Alabaster plaster children of the chalkboard.
Hey, children of the
That sounds like a novel. I'm just saying.
It's off-white offenders.
Off-white
Off-white offenders.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got the powder antagonizers. The powder antagonizers.
And the chocolate crusaders.
They came like a football.
Hi, Laney. You gonna start some shit?
Hey, that's attitude. That's attitude error statistics.
Lord, I got nothing.
Just the way they rolled up on them white boys. I just feel like it has an Uncle Ruckus moment. Just the way they rolled up on them white men. I told that white man, stay in your ground, but they said they couldn't.
I had the pleasure of finally watching. It seemed like it takes forever. When you deal with streaming shows, they seem to take forever when it gets to other seasons, right?
Oh yeah.
But there are two people who even during the pandemic brought me great joy because they were hilarious to work with, working around each other, and it was Michael Sheen and David Tennant.
Oh, I love David Tennant. Let's go.
And
number
watching my favorite doctor, number 10. And watching Good Omens season 2 was just as fun. And I fell down a TikTok rabbit hole because they're during the pandemic, they did a thing called Staged. And they were just doing things like virtual, right? Yeah. But it's hilarious. Their interactions are hilarious. And someone did an edit where they were promoting Good Omens and they said, oh no, we don't bicker at all. And then they showed all these little scenes from Stage where they're actually bickering and arguing. And it was glorious. I really do like watching the two of them bounce off each other. Great, fantastic actors. Number one, fantastic actors, the both of them. You always forget that Michael Sheen, this dude is he can play anything.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Michael Sheen there's literally roles that I forgot he played in that he nailed. And was just like, yo, because there was an episode of Stage where Kate Blanchett was on there and she was like, you're my favorite actor because you get all into your roles, you almost get lost in them. And then later on in that same episode, she mentions a movie and he was like, I was in that movie. She was like, you got lost in your role. He was like, I know, that's what I do. She was like, don't do that. But it is. They are amazing. There is an amazing duo. It's not too many duos in acting that I see that can really pull it off. That they have that chemistry.
Balance. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just watching the two of them, one seems a little high strung, one seems a little laid back, and it carries over well because it's like that in Good Omens. One's an angel and one's a demon, and yet they work well together. So. Shout out to those two actors. I wish I could talk to those two guys right there. I know they're not melanated, but damn it, British actors are funny. They're good.
That they are.
A little less racist.
Yeah, exactly.
A little
less racist. They're progressive to a degree.
If you heard Ricky Gervais tell a racist joke, you can't help but laugh. If you heard him tell a racist joke and you laughed, just admit it.
Ricky Gervais. I love the level of petty he did. What was it the Oscars or the Emmys?
Oscars, because he roasted everybody.
He roasted all of them.
They deserved it.
And nope. And I sat back and I'm like, you do realize it's half joking. It's all truth. And it's just kind of
the opening line to the Oscars will always be my favorite. It is so nice to see 95% Caucasians and 5% minorities. I was like, damn.
He was calling them out. He was calling them out.
It was at that moment they realized they fucked up.
Yeah.
That's what the lawyers for the Oscars and ABC were like, use that 7-second delay button every time he comes out.
Ladies and gentlemen, bruh.
That's when they realized he was just like, I don't give a fuck. And he just went with, I was just like, and now we're here.
Like, what are you gonna do? Fire me?
Right. We're doing the show. What are you gonna do?
I mean, my check's already
clear. How did he say? He actually said something to the effect. He's like, what are they gonna do? Not invite me back?
Right. Yeah. That was an old moment. I think he took a dig. I want to say he took a dig at somebody, and they were like, "Ooh!" I was like,
"It was the Golden Globes. That's what it was. It was the Golden Globes." Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Not bring me back?
Yeah.
Check clear.
He was like, "The job is done.
My heart is broken. Please let me find the door."
Right.
I'm sure he got a phone call after the slap and was like, "See what happens when we let him in? We can't have nothing nice."
Oh my God. So, video
Thursday,
games have been around us all our lives
since the beginning of time.
Yes. From the Commodore 64 now up to the PS5, there has been
Don't forget ColecoVision.
ColecoVision. There have been numerous consoles. There's been numerous games. Even the 8-bit games have a replayability factor to them. You know,
especially if you want to tease kids.
Yeah. Here in Cleveland, they'll be having the Cleveland Gaming Classic coming back this year. And if you're in the area or near the area, I advise you come out. It's a great time because you play new, old. It's all there.
Hold on, let me consult my Pokédex on this one because
the Pokédex.
There's gonna be some kids
working on it and everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Pikachu's still in the window.
Yeah. It's
I'm still
imagine seeing 4 and 5-year-olds playing Sonic, the original Sonic,
soon,
and losing it, and just but wait, here's the beauty of it. But then imagine in that same room while all these little 4, 5, 6-year-olds are playing Sonic over on another retro television, all the adults are playing Mario Kart.
Nice.
and I'm walking. They're either playing Mario Kart or GoldenEye. And
oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah. So I walk into the room with my kid, and I'm just like, I walk into the room with my kid, and I'm just like, this is how it should be.
Facts.
There was peace in the land.
Perfectly. I see what Thanos is talking about. He's like perfectly balanced. How all things should be.
It was so much simpler without internet, man. You just grabbed the stick, you sat down, and then you just became immersed.
You did.
That's what made the laundromats hot. You had to sit there and go to laundromats with your folks, and you didn't feel like watching whatever was Days of Our Lives soap television on. It was always Street Fighter. I can care less about Stefano, but I was good with Ryu.
I spent hours on Burger Time, ladies and gentlemen. Hours.
Your mother was on a date and he had $20 in quarters and gave them to you to get you out the way. Yeah. Sure.
That part.
No problem.
Oh, don't forget the Atari.
It's funny that Verb mentions the Power Glove because Mark Cooper owns a Power Glove and a special edition Power Glove.
Nice.
And he wears it during his performances.
Show off.
He said he's still operational. He's tried it. It's still operational. The other one I think is like he got it painted gold. Somebody made it for him. He got it painted gold. So
nice.
Show off.
Let's face it. The Power Glove had a lot of glitches.
Not as bad as the Super Scope 6.
Ooh.
What the hell is that?
I've heard plenty.
I forgot about that.
I feel like they're just making up stuff.
That was the second peripheral rifle that was used on Super NES.
I forgot all about that, bro.
The attachment.
I couldn't go outside with that thing. There was too many cops.
I was on punishment between Sega Genesis and Xbox.
Damn.
Lady Mandalore had raised the Earth somewhere, and it got back to her. And
what did you do to get back?
Thank you.
I raised
She was on punishment as a grown woman.
I gotta bring my Dreamcast. I make sure I bring my Dreamcast with me because you need to experience the Dreamcast. Come on.
Will, what you writing? What's that? I don't trust it. I see you. You're smiling and you got real tight in the face. I don't trust you. What you writing?
No, I said what I had to say out loud. I want to know the story.
Oh.
I do too.
I rage quit in an apartment that was a little bit too small. And that was one time too many. So yeah.
Because you were locked up, now that you're out and free, you missed the era that was this thing. I just want to.
Let's talk about the Dreamcast. My favorite game off that system, off of Dreamcast, was Crazy Taxi.
Oh, that's a classic.
I did get to play that.
Crazy Taxi.
That is a classic.
Crazy Taxi was just fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was just fun. There was even with the PS1, when people were like, they talk about GTA 5 now. I'm like, look, I was playing GTA on PS1.
Yeah, the top view, the
bird's eye view. The one where when you run over somebody, you get it.
Yeah.
It was much easier to find the paint shop there too. Like me and my brother played that game to no end. Never solved never completed missions unless we wanted to get to the next stage to get other cars. Our whole goal was like, let's see how much chaos we can cause and see if we can get everybody, because it would start off with a couple police cars, and then it became the entire squad, and then it became
and then the helicopters and everything.
Then the helicopters. It was just like, all right, let's see how far we can get away with this. Find the paint shop, memorize where that's at.
Oh yeah.
Raise hell, get to the paint shop, watch everything calm down, start over again.
Dude, doing a skid slide into the paint shop. Ooh, joy.
I wasn't that good. I wasn't that good. I'll just stick to doing suplexes. That's all.
The golden age wrestling.
Man, come on.
Golden Age Wrestling and Fire Pro Wrestling. Jesus.
Man, Tecmo Wrestling was wild because they had their cinematics were just kind of ahead of their time. It's like that looks like it should be a picture. Why did that hurt? Oh,
I will say when you look at those games now, such as like I'll use GoldenEye. Using God mode on GoldenEye and then seeing the graphics, you're just like, ooh, like up close.
You had to be on it. That's how you know somebody was on something. Did not realize graphic rendering was a thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Tecmo Wrestling. Yeah. Tecmo Wrestling.
Standard.
Man, we had to have tournaments on the ship, y'all. Nintendo kept people from getting killed because you would sit there and say, bring it to the stick. What you got? And man, you don't want none of this. That and Tecmo Bowl.
Tecmo Bowl.
That's how the juice got settled. I mean, mine was fighting games, but
Tecmo Bowl was something else, only because you gained extra yardage if you knew how to hit that button.
Yeah.
House rules. You couldn't play Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson. That was crazy.
Oh, I'm at the age where I only know that because of Family Guy. So
I'm sorry, no. You couldn't play with Bo Jackson. You couldn't play with Barry Sanders. That was the house rules. You couldn't play with either or.
Yeah,
Barry Sanders with the Lions, man. Forget it.
You couldn't be tackled.
I knew pricing for gaming was really changing because games used to be like $30 to $50 at best. And I knew the game was changing because that's how I bought Alter Beast. When Alter Beast was $60 on Sega.
Rise
and that was good. That was
oh my god, I just had a flashback.
I was like 14 and just getting my allowance from like cutting grass and stuff. And spent my $60, went up there, went to Toys R Us. Yes, they existed. And got my little ticket, went right up there, spent all my money, and then realized I'm like, I spent all my money. I was home Saturday night. Parents went out to dinner, and here I am like, I ain't got no money for pizza.
You starved, but you starved happy playing.
I figured it out. I figured out the hustle. I'm
like, a lesson was learned.
A lesson was learned.
I can't say anything. I'll never forget the day I took $200 and went to KB and went to Electronic Boutique.
Oh my gosh, EB was my joint.
Wow.
That EB was everything, man.
Went there with $200, came out there with a system and 20 games. And then it was just like, I stayed, like Chris did. I did the same thing. I hooked it up. My parents were like, you need help? Nope, got it. I'm good. I read the instructions. I'm good. And I did not leave that room probably until 4 a.m. the next morning.
What the sir?
Go to sleep.
Oh, I was gone.
You weren't in there long enough.
Back in the day, a new game turns into Cyborg from Teen Titans. Well, sunrise, time for bed.
When Mortal Kombat came out, I almost missed school. If it wasn't for the fact that my mom did a double take and went to go look for me and saw me sitting there in front of the rear projection screens when everybody had the big TV screens at the time, and she saw my little ass right there playing Mortal Kombat, she said that, "Wow, take your ass to school.
Go to school."
I'm sorry, Mama. I'm sorry.
Look.
I'm sorry. Up, down, left, right, A, B.
There was people who are just now getting introduced to the new systems, the new consoles, and everything. There was no such thing as an autosave.
Oh no!
Oh no! You had to power through that.
Yeah.
If you grew up in the age of poverty, so you got a game or a memory card.
Or you had to write some codes down and hope that you didn't forget where
you learned the fan trick.
The cheats were easy, but it was the fact that the memory cards was like the first major hustle when like the Dreamcast and the PS2 came out. So you would just turn the TV off so nobody knew and leave the game run all day and hope nobody.
Yep.
I've done that.
You had no other options.
I got worse.
Rage like 8 times before I finally beat Spyro.
I got one worse. I was the sole reason the electricity bill was so high in the house because you know those box fans that used to come out? Like you realize if you took the rear end off the box fan, it actually had more air come through the exhaust and cool the room faster.
Yeah.
That's what I did with video games. I would literally leave them on, turn the box fan on high, found my dad's screwdriver, took the back end off, put it in the window, and let the system cool off. The problem was I didn't know about utility bills at the time. So that came back kind of on the high side. Questions got asked.
What about them electricals? Why is my bill $1,000?
That's how you got caught.
But the funny part was it was grounded, no fires. So
congratulations.
Look, it could have been a very low bar.
That does not make it okay. That doesn't make it okay.
Spartan said that his options was between going on pay-per-view and getting all booty meat 13 or playing the game with the fan and then raising the electric bill.
Oh, I was dedicated to finishing the game. I'm not gonna lie. I was damn near obsessive.
Oh, booty meats.
13. 13.
Yeah,
Don't
Will need his ass whooped. Yep.
Yes, I ran the electric bill up, but I had a valid reason. Don't judge me. Also, wasn't until my mid-20s I realized you could throw a PS1 memory card and PS2 and nobody shared that knowledge.
You know,
I knew that.
There's knowledge about the Nintendo 64 and the GameCube that's just like now popping up. Like there was attachments to these things.
Yeah,
that they didn't really push.
No,
they weren't going to push it.
You could attach your GBA to the GameCube.
Yep.
You could have an internet connection to
that.
that.
Had an expansion saving thing because I needed for Majora's Mask. Like,
you could connect to your GameCube online.
Yeah.
And they showed that attachment. I was like, where was this when I was playing Smash Brothers?
Yeah. All of this hidden information
is
probably just in the manual that they knew y'all wasn't going to read.
That's bullshit. I read that manual from back in the left hand.
Dang, I didn't even know about the PS2 memory card thing until like a couple of years ago. Like all the bars that show in the title screen, that's your progress in every game that you have on the card.
That's why I realized how old I am.
Also, thank you, Mad Cats, for being like the cheap solution to
every... man, come on. And the Game Genie? Who didn't have the Game Genie?
Game Genie, the Game Shark.
Yeah.
I think they invented the game. They invented the Game Genie because people like me and my brother was going in and either taking the pages out of Game Informer books, or out in my brother's case, my brother's case, he was snatching the pages out. In my case, I was memorizing the codes because he couldn't figure out how I was getting his ass in Mortal Kombat.
You had to memorize the combos the whole
I was literally going into the drugstores.
Fury sitting there being limitless.
He did Limitless. You had Game. I had Game Pro. You had Game Pro Nintendo Power.
We luckily had the Scholastic Book Fair, which had a cheat code book every
Ah,
year.
the Scholastic Book Fair.
You walk in the book fair with $10 in your pocket, you got codes to all the new games coming out. I kind of miss that era because games are lazy. Because like, games don't even come with manuals anymore, let alone like strategy guides. I think the only one that comes out with a book now is Zelda, but we've only gotten 2 of those, what, 6 years?
Listen. Yeah, because I mean, the Brady games just come out with guides too. What are you going to say, Leah? I'm sorry.
Yes. No, I was about to say, I remember downloading these things and printing out hundreds of pages of guide.
Oh, yeah, like Game Facts. Go to Game Facts online. And just
okay, y'all did it. Y'all got it on Game or whatever. When the internet was young, okay, it used to be literally 100 pages for some of these games.
And there goes all your mama's ink.
No, that's what we did.
For $50. Wait, $50 a card.
Actually, you went to the school library and you used their printers.
Yep.
No, they costed me.
Yeah, you're right. Them walkthroughs, them walkthroughs, being in those magazines. That's all we did. Look through the book. What part am I stuck at? If I could just get past the part that I'm stuck.
Oh no! Back in the days of Funko Land, if y'all remember that, you walk in, it turned into a conversation about, I'm playing this game. Really? What level are you at? Blah blah blah. Can't do it. Oh, easy. Blah 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 blah. And you leave and come back. It worked.
See, Funko Land was I saw my first debate. That's why I saw the first debate on which was better. There was 2 guys in there arguing. They kind of remind me of a dude from Simpsons. They remind me of the gamer, the geek guy, the comic nerd from the Simpsons. 2 guys arguing over which was better, Sega Genesis or Nintendo. And literally, I could memorize the voices. It's like 16-bit is better than 8-bit. Actually, Nintendo has the better library, but Sega has the better graphics. Well, at least you don't have a stupid dolphin. Well, I don't have a guy who's Italian and doesn't like. When I
Echo the dolphin. Oh my god,
those are the 30 frame rate arguing people today.
Look, it's funny. It's funny those conversations was happening then because it's like, Sega ain't around in that form, and yet Nintendo still is running shit.
We 3 generations behind everybody else. Still.
Right.
I just like Nintendo just sitting there. I mean, I kept on wanting Sega to catch up so bad. Like you gave me Sonic, you gave me Vector Man, Earthworm Jim. I'm like, sir.
Thank you for saying Earthworm Jim, man, or Toe Jam and Earl.
Toe Jam and Earl, Earthworm Jim, and Beautiful Joe. Those were great games.
Wow. Wait, Beautiful Joe was on Sega?
No,
Beautiful Joe was on Sega.
But Beautiful Joe was fun.
Pretty, yeah.
It was up there with Comic Zone.
I don't see how they talk about a fumble. Beautiful Joe had a vibe to it. It was like, yo, this is good.
They didn't understand. They did not understand what jewel they had.
Yeah, Joe was ahead of his time, and you still had people who were in a particular mindset, and they weren't willing to branch out from that. I had this conversation. Someone said Beautiful Joe was trash, and I said, that is beautiful. What is wrong with you?
Right.
If you eat food with your feet, you need to get away from me, bro.
Jeez.
You got it all wrong.
Beautiful was one of those games where they had different versions, and back when you could still do this because it was affordable. I bought the wrong game, beat it completely, realized I had the wrong one, took it back and beat it again on another console because I had another game. But you had to play it on PlayStation to get Dante from Devil May Cry.
Yeah. You have games like on Sega and this was talk about ahead of their time. Sega, although they had the cartridge, they had the little the slots, the card slot.
Yeah.
And Alex Kidd in Miracle World was the shit. And I think My Hero, that was the other one. My Hero. That was another good one.
Mine was Kid Chameleon. I love Kid Chameleon.
I don't remember.
I was gonna say Super Ghouls and Ghosts, but that was also one of my favorites.
Oh, that was frustrating as hell.
I was about to say you really was a Satanist for that one.
Damn.
Look, lady.
Another reason the Jehovah's Witnesses are afraid of you.
Let me tell you something. I was that kid that was like, oh, you couldn't be Ninja Gaiden. Okay, bet. That became my sole purpose in life.
Ninja Gaiden.
So did you
really need to bring that one back.
Do you remember the original Tenchu?
Yes, the original Stealth Assassins. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that game was so frustrating. It was so good. Don't make any noise. You got to creep across the roof, but don't make any noise. You see question mark? Shut up. Don't move. Exclamation point. Fuck, I'm found out. Ah!
No, maybe. What's worse? The original Metal Gear on NES.
Yeah.
Oh,
the original was
not.
That was a stress. That was a stress hard. That was a stress double decker sandwich. You made the wrong move. You had to start all over from the beginning.
Damn, never got to play Beautiful Joe. Also, Mad Cats was never supposed to be a permanent solution. It was just a cheap temporary solve. Memory cards don't get corrupted. You can't pull them. You can't pull them out until the power's off. That's how you get corrupted.
Well, wasn't Mad Cat supposed to be the middle finger to Game Genie anyway?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
To an extent, because it was basically like, if you couldn't afford to get a $70, $60 new PlayStation controller, here's Mad Cats with LED lights and a turbo button to this day that we still don't know what it's for. You play it too hard, sweat too much, the colors come off, you got to memorize what button was what.
Look, there's nothing worse than button mashing and having your thumbs bruised and can't really play a game like a week.
Okay, so I want to pitch this because I was thinking about this the other day because I
you start using like the inside of your knuckles to press the buttons.
Oh god,
or using the edge of a spoon.
Yeah,
Budokai with the beam struggles.
Did y'all ever realize that there were RPGs that were like lo-fi for video gaming?
The whole
Secret of Mana was mine. Oh my god!
I mean, Secret of Mana, Chrono Trigger,
Final Fantasy 7,
4. I think it was 4 on Super NES, 4 or 3. Yeah, but they were all. I mean, the graphics on those were actually
really Lady Mandalore.
I could have dominated the world by now. They just let me play my video games from that one period, that great period of time.
they knew what they were doing. That's why they were keeping you. They were keeping you down.
I would have brought y'all with me.
It's right there with that teacher. That's right there with that teacher said you'll never amount to anything playing video games. Really, Miss Gilchrist?
And then the wizard came out. It was like,
right?
Wait,
wow,
you can play tournaments now?
Right. You got kids going to college degrees for esports, and I'm just sitting there looking at my teachers like, I almost named something Godfather. I could have been somebody. I could have been a contender.
Held me back.
Coming up now. What?
Meanwhile, one Twitch streamer goes to New York.
It's re-enrolled.
So we know there's definitely some hot gems when it comes to gaming. A lot of great games that, you know, for whatever reason can't be played on certain systems because the systems don't exist anymore. Systems burned out, which is why I like Cleveland Gaming Classic, because you can actually find these systems in great working condition and much better than the game exchanges. Bastards.
I don't go there anymore. I get my hard candy from Dollar Tree.
They will treat you like a crackhead. Oh, I'll give all this for $10. What?
Yep. Oh,
your person.
You can get something out of there, but you can't bring it back.
Only thing I get from GameStop are Funko Pops and T-shirts. That's it.
Man.
Everything else is.
Now, if you got a good Five Below, you can get T-shirts there.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I do that too. That's where I got this from.
Before we talk about some of the worst games we've played, and there's a few, I need to know. And Spartan, you might have some insight on this. Baldur's Gate 3 has had a lot of fucking issues.
Because it just came out. Everyone's expected to be perfect.
The problem is it's the same issue with every new game, that they although they rigorously test these games, there's still some bugs that don't appear till day one. So that's the problem. I mean, don't get me wrong, Baldur's Gate 3 is fun. I've played it. It's really, really fun, but at the same time, there are some bugs that can be exploited.
Cinematic assassin got something to sound like.
The fact that he's being polite, raising his hand.
We're in the gallery.
So and he's pointing at his hand. That's the part that
is that the game where you can hump a bear?
Yes.
Yes. Why was that the question?
That's the bug. That's the bug. The bug in the game.
That's the bug?
That's the bug. The bug is that you're allowed to do some strange things.
That's.
I
don't think. I think that's a feature. I don't think
you're being
accidentally complicated.
Was that a Striking Vipers DLC? Anthony
That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, what is this?
No, it's not hot. It's not hot coffee, Tafari. It's not hot coffee.
Sure about that.
Yeah.
I mean, at first when I saw it, I was like,
bestiality going in.
Yeah, they didn't mean to. The thing about it was, it wasn't supposed to happen, but because of the relationship feature in the game that they didn't fix, at least as far as I know, you could with anybody or anything.
Let me explain something to you. In the world of game developing, there's always that one programmer that gets pissed off by their team leader because they did some shit. So they said, okay, I'll fix it. Fucker, they're going to be screwing squirrels. Watch this. And bringing a chipmunk into this thing. I hate chipmunks.
See, that's what happened. That's what happened with Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. There was a programmer that installed hot coffee.
So I didn't understand what that was. That was the first time I had a game get like re-released in the middle of me playing it because I rented it, bought it at GameStop, and it's like, by the way, this file's not compatible. I'm like, it's the same damn disc.
Blur.
I mean, saying the quiet part out loud, damn.
So what I don't know if it's because we have more access to the internet and everything else, but what I've noticed with games like Baldur's Gate 3, GTA, The Avengers, I can't remember the name that Keanu Reeves was pushing before it just kind of fell apart.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Cyberpunk 2077.
It's better now.
It's better now, but it's like 2 years later.
Yeah, a whole bunch of patches, but I mean, you're right. When it first came out, it was it was bad.
So they talked yang about No Man's Sky when it came out, and then when they finally fixed everything,
it was
nobody's playing it.
Yeah,
it moved on though.
Right, the EA Games time frame to correct everything they should have cooked behind the scenes.
Even Gotham Knights.
That's what they're doing now. Anyway.
It's so funny y'all mentioned that. Yet Fortnite gets all the patience in the world.
Does it?
Weird.
I don't play that game. I don't play that game. I punch people in the face who play that game.
Don't get me wrong. I can understand I understand the allure behind Fortnite, but it's like Fortnite has been messing up so badly, and yet they have not dropped in players at all.
And
it's Ready Player One.
Exactly. They're in the Oasis. They don't want to leave the Oasis.
And then they've clearly had some moves that were just out of spite because when Avengers made everyone wait a year and a half to get Spider-Man, and then Fortnite was like, "Say less, we got you."
But Fortnite was smart. They sat there and made their money off skins. Right now, I think you can do not Stranger Things. It's WWE and somebody else that you can get skins off of, and kids are like throwing $40, $60, $100 at a time just to get skins.
Damn.
I got one for you. DC Comics and Fortnite came together that they put out their comics where if you buy each issue, you get a cosmetic of one of the characters from the comic. And if you buy the graphic novel, the hardcover, there is another code because they were flying off the shelves. And I keep saying, like, I want to get like that now. I said, I ain't seen you before in my life. Who are you?
only because they want the skins. Like even my older son, he loves Fortnite, and he's like, Dad, they're coming out with Batman next month. As a skin? Yeah.
Do you want to?
He's excited, and I'm like, I can't knock him for that because again, that's their whole thing. I was excited when I first got Mortal Kombat 2, and I was ready to whoop everybody's ass in the arcade. So I can't knock him for the joy he gets.
But I think it's
the promotion era of that game because
it's a different promo team now because just like you said, they're more excited for the skins opposed like your son said, he's excited to get the skin of Batman. And it was just like, yeah, but I got Arkham Asylum like right over here.
That's what I understand. You don't want to.
Halfway through city, Solomon Grundy over here.
But that's the thing though. Like for a lot of us, we were raised off. For us, the games we came up with, they were the challenging, narrative-driven, story-driven, or violence. These days, these kids go for
bullshit.
It don't take.
Bullshit.
Okay.
She beat me to it. She beat me to it.
I mean, I'm not gonna. I mean, it's not my cup of tea. I mean, I've been trying to get him on some of the old school games, but they prefer the games they love. I mean, we can't. As much as I want to knock him for it, it's like I'm also the same guy that love playing Killer Instinct because I love really knocking morale out of the person I'm playing by keeping the combo going at the end.
You see,
like the whole time he's like, "Will you just let me die?" And I'm sitting there like, "Nope,
no."
Soul Calibur too.
You
Okay,
But wait, Will, I thought you weren't
Control out your
competitive.
hand.
Oh, I'm sitting. Let me tell you something. When I was playing fighting games and folks, I'd look, okay, I don't talk shit when I'm playing fighting games, but the person that I'm playing against decides to talk shit, the Sith eyes come out. And I'm like, I was being nice. Now I'm gonna destroy your soul.
I did that. I did that one year. I did that one year at Cedar Point, and we went in, and I can't remember which Street Fighter it was. I think it might have been 3, and I had my tokens, and I was cleaning house, and it literally turned into like a mini tournament. It was boom, kids coming up, boom, taking care of business, bah, taking care of business, bah. And then here comes this older guy with a fanny pack.
Oh,
he meant business.
And me with 5 tokens left, and I'm like, gotta make this work. I already knocked out 5 kids already. I'm just done. And then like I look back, there's a line, and I'm like, yo, okay, here we go. And then this brother rolls up with a fanny pack.
Cheese whiz in his beard.
with the jean shorts, with the jorts. He had the
you
the old spice lingering around his body.
You should have walked away.
I'm like,
his mama's
no,
face.
wait, here's the thing. The Aries in me was like, you got 5 tokens. Give me everything you got. And I did. And we went in, we got it, and he beat me like 3-1, like 3-1. No, 3-2. It was 3-2.
It's respectable.
When it was done, he looked at me. He was like, good game, man. Good game. And I'm like, cool. Went back out. I looked at my mother. She was like, where were you at? My brother said he was in the arcade whooping a lot of people's butt.
He was defending your honor, mother. Defending your honor.
See, I can say that, but no.
Like I walked off into the sunset and never seen that brother again.
See, Verve said it best. Arcade fights are something like nothing else. You're right, because look, your pride gets. Look, I'm not a prideful person, but I am prideful if I'm playing a game like Soul Calibur and you call my combo weak. And I feel this need to sit there. And here's how hateful I can get.
It's Kiki Palmer level petty, right? Right.
No.
That's what it is.
Let me tell you how hateful I was.
I love it.
I'm gonna tell you how hateful I was. It's gonna sound like a Kevin Hart joke. You ever stared at somebody playing a fighting game and you're not staring at the screen, but you still whooping their ass? I was like this the whole time. I'm looking at old boy. I'm not even watching the screen right now. That's how bad I'm whooping your ass. And he's sitting there trying. He's like, how are you doing this? I said, because you ain't shit.
Damn.
Oh my God. Said, and then you got
everybody behind go, oh.
That
is the arcade experience.
That's when I knew I needed to step back because my competitive level was that bad. It's like, nope.
And nobody fuck with you because you was a big motherfucker.
Lady,
you got away with it because you was like, yo, come at me, I'm a bear.
And then you looked at the arcade and took it home.
Because as a kid, I was short. I was like 5 foot something. I didn't have a growth spurt till I was 16.
Oh.
So you got to think, I'm 5 foot and I am barely 5 foot something walking in the arcades and I'm getting bullied.
Oh, they must not have had.
I feel like 5'9" is what you keep wanting
shit
to
off
say.
you.
No BS. 5 foot.
I can see Will doing that too.
5'4" at best. I really was short. I'm not gonna lie. I was a late one.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna have to call Cap on that play.
See, I'm only big now. I'm only big
I just don't see it, sir. I don't see that.
But
in
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a technical on the field.
Flag on the play. Flag on the
play. Illegal height. Illegal height. Stand by.
If I was this size, if I was somewhere close to this size when I was 11, 12 years old, I would have picked more fights.
You'd have been in jail a lot. Oh, Jesus, Mary and Lord.
I would have been in extortion.
I would have been picking more fights to get my roast.
Pay me.
So I guess it's good that you had your girl back when you did that.
It's safe to say that, yes, Bird brought up a very good thing. And this is what I hated, that, malls, we know malls really ain't what they used to be. However, if you got a mall that had an arcade in it, you didn't care about what else was in that mall.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
As long as you had the food court, the arcade, and
even the
movie theater.
That's it.
That was it. That was my Saturdays. We about to get these new outfits. Fuck an outfit. I'm about to go to see the movie, and then I'm about to get some candy.
Especially the food court had.
And even some of the movie theaters used to have big arcades, like not big arcades, but they used to have.
But they had
they
had
games.
Right now,
I'm like, they got Ninja Turtles here. They're giving out free pizza. Do you think I care about outfits right now?
I'm saying right now, go to Japan for an arcade experience. Go to Japan for an arcade experience. I'm telling you, this joker's got 8 floors of nothing but video games. That was a religious experience going to Tokyo.
You are speaking my love language, sir.
I didn't even realize because it looks like a beautiful business building. So me and my friends would come off the ship and they were like, says arcade. All right, cool. We're thinking it's one floor because we come from a country. It's only one room, right?
Right.
Oh no. They had
lady
fighting games, simulators, shooting games, dancing games. It was everything at the top.
8 floors.
Chris is passed out.
8 floors.
8 for the.
I was about to talk about the one arcade that's here in Menor, Ohio, and it's called Round One. And they have a bowling alley, and they have the party rooms, and then they have it's in the mall. It's inside the mall.
Plotting, y'all.
This is why I want to go to Japan.
It's in a mall, and they actually took, I think it's an old Macy's. And just
that's big.
Yeah. So now here come Navy talking about 8 floors in Japan.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Well,
I'm gonna tell you,
I damn near fainted.
There is nothing in the States can compare to that because they can try over here. Heck, here in Virginia Beach, they took a Dick's Sporting Goods and turned it into an entertainment emporium. I said, yeah, but y'all ain't got 8 floors of video games. Fuck you.
You say entertainment emporium. What's involved in that?
Bowling alley, go-karts, video games.
I'm gonna say, Chris, keep your mind.
Miniature golf.
It's
just throwing.
Pool. You gotta be specific.
I mean, they had laser tag. They have it all in there. So yeah.
Yo, hatchet throwing is mad fun.
I'm not gonna lie, it is.
It is.
Kira's whole face just went.
Hey, look, when I throw, I hit. That's all I'm gonna say.
Look, that hatchet
all right,
throwing,
Jack Nicholson. All right,
that hatchet throwing, and
it's
funny that Navy mentioned.
Up
Yeah, it's funny that Navy mentioned laser tag because
yes,
me and my son did that at swings and things here, and that's when I realized I'm like, this Snake Plissken shit ain't no joke.
No, you need to play zombie.
We're good, but
that's
like then I'm like I'm running around. I got a kid. He's scared. My little kid, he was scared to shoot, and I'm like, here, just give me the gun.
Oh my god.
Wife is looking at me. She's like, what is going on? I'm like, I'm protecting the kid. Get over there. And I'm looking at my son. Like, I'm giving my son the look. He knows what to do. He was just like, I'm covering you over here. And I'm like, all right, yep, funnel him down the middle, down. Let's go. And yeah, hatchet throwing, laser tag. I have yet to do paintball.
I will not.
Okay, so first of all, let me explain how bruising works on dark skin.
Yeah,
You can explain to me because I will never do it.
Yeah,
the guys at work were like, Chris, you going to paintball this way? I'm like, I'm actually going out of town, but I'm like, yeah, nah. Like, because my one partner said, he was like, yeah, I started out jogging and it turned into a fast walk, and I'm like, yeah, we ain't no. Batman lied. We at this point in life that you can't do those things like that. You
start do it when I could.
You start doing like Charles Barkley did in his later years. You just stand about a hoop. Just
hit me one time in the chest and I'm out. I don't want nothing else to go wrong.
You know that mess gets ridiculous when you have those jump rooms for the trampolines all over the place. Forget it. Do all that in a trampoline. Oh, forget it. Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, you say paintball and trampoline?
I don't know.
Don't invent a new sport.
I don't know. Those trampoline places are pretty fun, but
they are very fun.
They're fun, but the amount of paperwork you got to sign just to go to one is ridiculous.
Yeah, you damn near got to sign your life away to go to one.
Yeah, you do.
I ain't doing it. I'll jump on my bed. I'll be happy and then go to sleep.
I've seen a lot of people whose knees done went out messing around with the trampoline.
That's
like, see,
really on your shit.
You ain't who you thought you was.
No, that's when I realized I need to work on my agility. That first bounce you do, and then you come down and your knees do like
You gotta stick the landing. You gotta
start. You try to stick the landing. The material won't let you.
I have a question about that, Will. When your niece did that, did you play it off in that moment, and then like later on in a private moment, you were like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that again."
I sat there and lied on the trampoline and had and rethought some life decisions. while the kids are all jumping around, and you're like, my son's like, Dad, get up. I said, I need a moment, son.
That's when one of the workers walked by. Sir, you can't lay down on the tramps, please.
No. You got to roll off the edge, sir. You can't just stay there.
I got on the trampoline will make you roll this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I went back.
I'm not even mad at him doing that.
No, I had to go back. I went back with knee pads.
Get mad at the kids still jumping, you wincing in pain. Stop jumping on the
trampoline. Because this one trampoline jump, they had the warp wall, like a Ninja Warrior. I'm like, okay, I gotta try this.
Oh no!
that first attempt was terrible.
Shit.
That first attempt when you're going up and thinking, I'll say, you kind of got in your mind like, okay, I'm gonna get to a certain point. I'm gonna flat my foot. I'm gonna
who do you think you are?
Do you need help actually getting out the ball crib?
Or the ball pit?
You need help getting out the ball crib?
Oh, I didn't go in there. There were too many kids.
I did that one time and almost embarrassed myself.
What is going on with y'all?
First of all, my 270 pounds trying to get out in that ball crib. You can't. There's nothing for you to climb up. Shit.
Gravity works against you in that damn place. It's a bottomless.
These next two comments is that have me tears. Verse says, "Yeah, I trust my hips and thighs up. All that shit under there, not trustworthy."
Yeah.
The Bama Blur says, "Tried to do the JoJo lean and couldn't."
What? Wait, what is that JoJo?
Bizarre Adventure JoJo.
Oh God.
JoJo.
You know what? I think about it. That's something I did on the way down when my knees buckled. I think I might have did the point, but I didn't really hold it.
Oh my goodness!
He tried to play it off. No, he tried to play it off with the point. He was actually grabbing for something for leverage.
Sir, you were built like the Juggernaut. What were you doing?
You know,
big Negro tried to do the warped wall.
I didn't want to say
you know what? On the second attempt, I did get it. With that first attempt, I didn't plant my foot. So when I jumped forward and not up. So I literally just face planted against the wall.
Yeah.
What did that sound like? Because I know you're scared.
There's video. There's video. You don't have to, Will, you don't gotta imagine. There's video. There's video of me face planting in the wall.
We need to put that up. Can we get
that? That needs to be.
I want that licensed. Okay, I want that as a GIF. Okay.
Oh my God.
Because I felt good on the runway up. It's just the fact that you need to plant your foot first instead of trying to jump.
We're gonna take a quick break. Yeah, he was rogue. He went rogue on that one. Gonna take a quick break. Lord have mercy. That's a bit much. We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna talk about some of the worst games we've played and a couple more bits of video game news. We'll
All of them. How about that?
Damn.
Nah.
Not all.
Yeah, welcome back to Fast Money, y'all. We getting ready to finish up the game here. Now your teammate done scored enough points. I think you just need to get one answer right to win. You ready?
Ready.
Okay, name a podcast. Blurred's Eye View. Who should have won that Oscar? Angela Bassett. Who did win the Oscar? Don't give a damn. Name a cartoon. Ed, Edd n Eddy. Name a guest from question 1. Carl Jones. Alright, that did it. Congratulations, you won the game. Hellspawn cosplay. Now, we only need a one name. Hieroglyphics. You can stop now. Josh Evans. Chase Bowling. Josh Brown. Y'all cut the commercial. He gonna be out for a while.
Blurred's Eye View. Be sure to peep the podcast on all platforms, or stream every episode on Always Press Record TV. APR TV now downloadable on Amazon and Roku. APR TV, the power of podcasting in the palm of your hand. Get it today.
Wait, is this it?
Yeah.
That's it.
Bingo.
That is exactly it.
You inadvertently do Kendrick Perkins things. So there, we know there's tons of games, a lot of nostalgia. Some of them are worse, some of them not bad. When I had an Xbox, I had Spawn, I had Punisher. Punisher was amazing.
Punisher was awesome.
Oh, that was amazing. Spawn, Punisher, but probably most of my superhero collective of games on Xbox, the worst one I've ever played. Superman Returns.
Yes.
I feel like Superman is
Oh, here we go. Laney about to do.
Huh?
Superman 64.
Oh,
That's a close second.
It is.
I still put Superman Returns over Superman 64.
Yeah, because so here's the thing. Here was the problem with Superman Returns. There was two things. It had the open world capabilities. They rocked that part of it. I often wondered, I'm like, well, how does this work? Like, you're Superman. How does your life bar work? How does all of this go into play? And I actually asked the guy because I got it from a game exchange. I'm like, I got it for $10. That should have been my red flag. He said, oh, it's all right. And I'm like,
Pull up, Chris.
I'm like,
going down.
hold for the bargain bin. Just wait.
Yeah, I was just like, I gotta play a new game. Fuck it. So I got it.
Well,
and it had the capabilities because Spider-Man was just getting there with the open world. It was actually fun with that version. But they didn't stick the landing because the city was always in fucking danger.
Yeah.
If you ignored the LexCorp created mutant dragons or anything else, that was your life bar. Your life bar was Metropolis. If Metropolis, quote unquote, was destroyed, you lost the game. That was how it worked.
Oh.
Yeah. And so as far as the open world, you're Superman. You're trying to see all the stuff you're trying to do, right?
Right.
All right. So I'm in Metropolis. Let's see how far away I can fly. Going up and over the water, up and over the water. I've gone straight up, only to realize that I'm not really going anywhere. I've flown over the bay, only to realize there's a wall. So I'm pretty much.
Also, you're playing the Truman Show.
Yeah. That's it.
The invisible wall.
It was.
Laney felt that.
It was bad.
I love that movie, so I definitely felt
Me
that.
too.
Well, see, it was done well. However, Superman Returns wasn't. So
you said your life bar was Metropolis.
Your life bar was Metropolis.
Now imagine those game mechanics in Gotham.
Everybody'd be dead.
Right. You've been down the first
game on. You have failed.
I just got here. I just arrived.
Barista, everybody dead.
Right.
Superman 64 is probably why I had trust issues and didn't play Returns. Like there are a few games that gave you almost no instruction, but it was still like Crazy Taxi. I still don't know what the fuck the point of the game was. Like I just know they were yelling at you and you had to go places. I think it was just one big level, but it was fun. Superman 64, I don't think I made it to like the first enemy. I didn't know what I was doing.
You couldn't even make it through the first rings.
Right.
There were rings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to fly through rings.
The whole flight mechanics was good and terrible.
Garbage.
Yeah,
and it's crazy because that sucked. However, Batman Returns or not Batman Returns, but Batman Begins was amazing. Batman Begins and Batman the Animated Series was amazing. And all you needed from the Batman Animated Series game was just unlimited bat cuffs. That was it. Once you had that, you didn't really need bat cuffs. It was the batarangs you needed. Everything else kind of fell in line, but because you didn't, it wasn't a true God mode. You just needed enough.
Also works on Batman Returns.
Yeah,
it also worked on Super NES. Just batarang your way to the end.
Right. So, Lady Mandalore.
I don't play bad games.
You play bad games, but what was the worst game you've played?
Is she too famous to do video games?
Right. She doesn't have famous level.
I do interview.
You know what? Skip me. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Skip me for right now.
You played Fortnite and Multiverses with us. You have some stories.
Oh, Multiverses. Oh no, Multiverses for sure.
Multiverses.
Yeah.
That was talking about a game that died quickly. No, that's
I had such high hopes. Such high hopes.
But I want to come back because I know that there's something I play that is absolute dog shit. But come back to
me. Okay, Laney, what you got?
Again, I was gonna say Superman 64, and at least for me, the remake of Silent Hill.
Oh God.
Yeah. And especially because
Silent Hill did not get along.
I was a Silent Hill fan, so it was very disappointing.
Silent Hill was, oh my God.
I never played any of them.
That was
I have so many questions.
Me and my brother would literally get sick playing that game. We didn't know if it was the game or not. We just stopped playing the damn thing.
Which one?
Silent Hill, the first one, not the remake, the first one.
Oh, because of the fog?
We don't know what it was. We just said, screw it. We're just not playing with it.
You probably could. It was a lot of trial and error. Silent Hill, especially the first couple ones, it's a lot of trial and error. You know what I'm saying? Like just basically trying to open every door, see where you can go, and things like that. They didn't really tell you that. That was another thing that I would download and print up 50 pages of a walkthrough.
Them damn weird ass dogs.
Oh yeah.
What about you, Cinematic Assassin? What you got?
We doing worst games?
Yeah, worst games.
All right, listen. Copping a plea immediately. I understand this is an all-time game. I understand everyone loves it. I get it. I understand it's a good game. How.ever.
How.ever. He said how.ever.
The exception.
There's a statement for that. How.ever.
That's a new thing.
I am mad buns at GoldenEye. Like
what?
Okay, wait, no, Will, I hear you. I did not enjoy it either, but I'm surprised that you would even begin to fix your lips to say it.
I thought I heard.
I'm an adult.
You're very brave.
I thought I heard buzzing. You know,
I thought I heard something too, but go ahead. No judgment. There's no judgment. This is a safe
place.
Listen,
because
you're not alone, Will.
Because I got bricks and I'm not afraid to sling them. GoldenEye, roller coasters. I just have certain hard lines where I'm like, all right, I mean, we can fight about it. I'm good. Like, that was my introduction into first-person shooters. I'm trash at all of them. Whatever you want. You want Call of Duty? Whatever. I don't play.
Okay, now you're riding solo, but I still understand.
Now that I'm old,
but I understand what you're saying.
Now that I'm older, I realize I'm actually supposed to read the mission stuff and not just shoot everybody in sight. That's why that was one of the first games where I'm like, all right, cheat codes, because I just need to at least see what each level is, because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Oh man,
I'm sick.
Tafari, what's the worst game you played in?
Save Natalia.
There's a couple. So, Superman 64 is on the list. Dragon Ball's definitely had a couple cash grabs. There was one PS1. There was one called Ultimate Battle 22. It was a PS1 game in the midst of the PS2 era. It was fully in Japanese, including the manual. I don't know how it got here stateside. Then Atari made Taiketsu. This was a thing. If you're a Kingdom Hearts fan, this was just a sign that if Japan leaves shit exclusive, it's for a reason. Kingdom Hearts Coded, probably one of the most painful things I've ever played through.
Kingdom Hearts, which one?
Coded.
Dang.
Yeah.
The one that was on the mobile phone that we should have just left it there.
As he tosses it.
He's like, I still hate it.
I played it for story's sake, but Christ, was it painful.
Jesus. Black Spartan, what's the worst game you've played?
Oh, dang. That's a list. I got a list of games and a list of horror stories. I'll start with Perfect Dark Zero.
Oh, God.
And follow that up with Aliens Colonial Marines.
Yep.
That's legendary.
Yep.
Only because both games had the ability to be great first-person shooters and failed miserably.
Yeah.
I agree.
I feel like the Alien franchise has been hit or miss with entries lately.
Yes,
they are. I mean, the latest one, Aliens Fire Team, is great, but the first time they tried to do a first-person shooter, it was just. It's like, who did you get your graphics from? Mattel? That's what it looks like.
Jeez.
I'm like, it didn't look like an alien. It looked like basically a unicorn with bigger horns. That's it.
Navy, worst game.
Nintendo Entertainment System, Caveman games.
Oh wow!
I think I know
if you have never played this before,
I know it's coming.
Don't ever try. Because it is basically an Olympic style game for cavemen, including if you guys are familiar with the event called the hammer throw.
Yep.
They don't throw a hammer. You grab a woman by her hair and you swing until you let her go. If you reach a certain distance, you both start dancing. I said,
such a weird dynamic.
This is not Mega Man. What the hell?
It's cringeworthy at its best.
Oh goodness.
It was bad. I remember that. I remember the hair throw. I
thought it had. I was like, "This is great. Why is he throwing?" Oh my gosh!
it's when you realize the action of when it happens, but you're already into it. So it's like, do I let go?
You can't stop mid swing. Can't stop mid swing now.
And don't let her fall short because she'll come back and look at you like, really?
Right.
This is all you got.
Oh,
the game was
oh man.
Yeah. Oh, actually, if there was ever a game that was sexist, I mean, Mutant League Football,
Leisure Larry.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about Mutant League Football.
Never owned it, but I
forgot about that.
If there was a game that was only in the adult section, like.
They kept that one high on the shelf. Like you had to go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't stare at it for too long. Or this like, can we help you? Yes, Mutant League Football. I think they actually remade that one recently.
Man.
Yeah, it was the league, but they'll never. You know, it's just like some games will never get back, like NFL Blitz. I'd be happy with that, but we'll never get that back.
I mean, you take game when you take. And here's a game that I feel. I don't know what it is that. I don't know what it is about DC Universe Online that it had great potential. It had great potential, and then somewhere along the line, it fell flat. I don't know what it is.
Herbert got to it. That's what it was.
You know, it'd be such a shame.
And they're still trying to make it. It's still trying to make it a thing.
It's still alive.
Yeah,
it's still active. It's still active. It's just that, you know, the executives got to it. That's the problem.
Done to the rescue.
Yeah.
I said, James,
Leisure Suit Larry. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that game.
Leisure Suit Larry.
There's also
like DC Universe Online, because you could create your character, which was the cool thing.
Yeah,
really create your character. It was really open world. You know, so you can go to all different parts of the DC universe, and you had tribes you go
interaction.
It had great potential. Somewhere it after a while, like I think the patches took too long, and it just kind of fell flat. It really did fall flat.
They just didn't. I just think they didn't want to put any more into it. I think it's it's a content issue, which you would think you have the entire DC library. You're not going to run out of something, but they just choose not to work with it.
it was weird to me because it was like, here you have games like Call of Duty and World of Warcraft. Why couldn't DC Universe work?
I mean, James Gunn.
Wait a minute.
It could.
It could. I mean, now because Call of Duty is going to come out with another game, and well,
and not even that. Somebody at COD headquarters plugged all the old servers back in, so everybody's been back. MW2.
Oh, because Warzone is trash, so they're going back. They're going back to old faithfuls. I feel bad for them network teams, though. God damn, we just turned this shit off.
She says this group, meaning us, needs to splinter a game show. Talk to him. Oh, don't stay out our camp. Like, the things we work on behind the scenes, you have no idea.
Final question for all the points: who can recite the Contra code?
Oh shit!
Up, down, left, right. Select start.
Damn.
Well, you are fucking Britannica.
Yeah, no, man. You got some Rain Man.
He said it faster than me. I was going to say it. He said it faster than me.
And you already said it before I can even start.
It's only left, right, up, down, there. It's such a APA start. It's only left, right. It's only that.
Rain Man.
It's Rain Man.
That was the Christmas question that would make all my uncles argue.
Like, where's Will? I like nuggets.
And I feel like it was like a Mandela effect because every time
y'all are going to hell.
Nuggets. I want nuggets.
I could like a game that I could still play is Red Dead Redemption. Because Red Dead Redemption is a great open world game. Like
I enjoyed that. Oh my god.
Fable on Xbox was a great run because once again, I think on Fable I had like 2 wives. The first one, I didn't know where she was anymore. So
what type of game shall be playing?
No, so here's Fable. I don't know if you played Fable. Fable was just what it was.
Fable was incredible.
Fable was absolutely incredible. Fable allowed you to create your character. You'd be in this mystical fantasy world, right? And you had missions. You had different type of missions. And depending on what your mission was and what you did, you could either be all good, all bad, or right down the center, depending on what you did. And it was all based on your actions. And like in one mission, I saved this small town, and they gave me I think the lead of the town, the mayor of that town, says, you can marry my daughter. Okay, that's my prize. All right, whatever. Every time I came home from a mission, she was there. But she wasn't doing it. No, every time I came home, she was gone. That's what it was. Every time I came home, she was gone. And then work life came into play, and I didn't play the game for like 2 weeks, literally 2 weeks. Came back, my character had white hair.
Dang.
I'm like, how much time actually passed? And they would show you the stats of how much time would pass in the game, and it obviously passed different. So after a while, after about a week of not seeing this woman at the house, I said, fuck it. I ain't married no more. I don't know where this woman is at. And went to another town that was like in the woods, and I saved their town from like these werewolves. And the girl there, we had a better understanding. She was at the house every time I came back.
See, I'm like that with Skyrim, but it's a fact of just a challenge of fighting dragons.
Your first wife just took a trip to Miami, and
the first wife.
He said, "I had 2 wives, jumping bears." He's like, "What is going on?"
He was crying fighting a bear. The whole story, man.
I am quite the storyteller. I
can see that. If you see me fighting the bear, help the bear really will.
I mean, missing wife, old age. Your character was basically Mr. Biggs from all the R. Kelly videos. Busted. It's 2 of them clock.
But it is like Navy said. It's a fantastic game. There was literally a point in the game where I had to get a special sword, but I had no way to get it. And the guy that I was working with, he said, "Oh, this is what you do. You have to eat these crunchy chicks." And I'm like, "Oh, that means I'm gonna be evil." He said, "No, you eat like 50 of them, live crunchy chicks." and then the door opens because the door was like evil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on.
Lainey and Kira are about to pee on themselves live on
Are
the
you-
podcast, ladies and
Are you
gentlemen.
saying chicks?
Yeah, like chickens. That's what they call them, crunchy chicks.
Oh, chicken. Okay.
What did you think they were saying, Will?
Wait a
Listen,
minute.
the way this conversation has gone, I wasn't so
Tafari, we
just
gotta
wanted
clip
to
that. We gotta
clarify.
clip that. We gotta
Yeah.
clip that.
I've already clipped the Contra code thing. Lady, breathe. Shit.
Lady's about to pass out.
I know where this was going, and I said I will refuse to laugh.
At some point, every game just wanted to include some kind of humping
Oh my
mechanic. Because like
gosh.
with Fable, it was like dungeons and wizards and God of War. It's like same thing, but we're just gonna make it bloody and put interactive buttons. But do it off screen. Like, hey, we know you just killed like 1,000 goblins, but go into that bed in the side room and press circle a bunch of times.
But and you know, because the door was ultimately evil. It was a stone door. It was a stone wall. You wouldn't have never seen it because it's on a path and it led to a city, and you would keep passing this. It was on a mountain, and you kept passing it. And so unless you faced that mountain wall, you would never see this door it was this stone faced door that had an evil face. I kept and had a map and everything. Kept saying, "Here's the door." I'm like, "Where the fuck's the door?" There's the door, and then it said you can't come through this door unless you eat 50 crunchy chickens. And I'm like, the live baby chickens?
Yep.
I had to eat live baby chickens in front of this door for it to open for. I'm like,
wait, so
Wasn't
do
there
I
a
get to
certain-
watch
wasn't there a
Kira and
certain-
Lainey's
Yeah,
eyes pee again?
friendship.
I mean, they were laughing. I get to see their eyes pee again because they just,
their eyes pee.
they broke.
I was gonna stand and say, wasn't there a certain thing in Fable where you had to like murder a town just to get to a certain part?
Yeah,
I remember that right. That you basically had to
like they were like, I'm like, yo, they starting to make you do
Really, Will?
What happened?
Really?
What?
Wow.
You ain't shit, sir. You ain't shit.
I mean,
Oh my god.
I mean, do we miss him?
Of all people.
no, not really.
If you want to be technical,
Wow.
if you want to be technical, the ranks have now dropped to 1.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Stop it.
I don't think one's gonna.
Good night, America. Thank you for coming.
This has been the show for the. Oh my god.
I wasn't aware.
I mean, her player 2 was technically unplugged for a little bit.
Yes, Jesus.
She's been disconnected.
Oh,
She's run out of quarters.
Last seen online a couple of years.
Yeah.
All right, let me stop. I'm going to hell.
No, but see,
I gotta
the
keep
only
it
reason
together.
the
Will
only-
just broke me, okay?
the only reason why I didn't play Fable completely through is because fucking Red Ring of Death.
Oh.
Red Ring of Death took it, and I had a nice little collection of Xbox things. That's what made me switch over to PlayStation.
So you can try to wrap it in towels, sprinkle it in ice, and then
Thank God I never had that happen to my Xbox. I was about as nervous as a pregnancy test every time I played the Xbox game. Like, please no Red Ring of Death. Please no Red Ring of Death.
That prayer went unanswered for real. It was that prayer went unanswered because I was just like, please don't burn out. Please don't burn out. Please don't burn out. Please don't burn out. Please don't burn out.
Yeah,
They treated that like worse than any other computer virus out there. Yo, Xbox got the Red Ring of Death. No.
And then the damn YouTube just wrap it in the towel and let it run the fan for 2 minutes and blow the. I'm like, this shit ain't gonna work. And then it worked for like all of 30 minutes. I was playing MW2. Finally got a good kill streak. I had a Predator missile. It was launching, and then the screen just went black. And then at one point, like the Japanese,
not during the game. Oh
Yeah,
my god,
that's the heartbreaking one. When it during the game, when you get in a good run, it's like and off.
You know what it was? It was the level of it was MW2 when they're up on the hill in the little house in the woods, and I had the whole squad beam, and I'm like, their lives just got saved because my missile just vanished mid-fight.
God,
and my shit blinked out so bad. The Japanese coding for like the startup screen came up at one time.
Well, damn.
Video games did turn us into technicians, if you think about it. it did turn us into technicians because nobody was calling those support lines and getting charged $100 for someone to tell you to do something in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I never had to do surgery on an NES system, but blow the cartridge for the 64 was
that part.
I don't care what they say. That shit works.
See, my dumb ass was extra. I took mine apart just to see. Like I said, I was a kid that had way too much time and way too many books.
So
and not enough whoopings.
The Rain Man moniker might have to stick, Will.
It was the fact I was like, I sat there and said, the cooling thing of this thing is terrible. So I was like, let me take it apart and see if I can make it better.
Look, so Spartan's dad is probably like, this boy done took another damn thing apart.
Oh, no. See, my dad is forever mad at me for taking apart a television that he really loved and then got mad that I was able to put it back together.
See, listen.
Why did you?
I mean that there's no way you can convince us you was ever small because you was doing big nigga shit your whole life.
Another clip.
Why?
I was doing destructive stuff. I was like, let me see if I can take this apart. And
that's not
TV.
No.
You had no interest in the next 48 hours.
Your hospital bill must have been astronomical.
So strangely enough, the only time actually, now I think about it, the only time I've been in the hospital is when my dumb ass tried to do an elbow drop on the coffee table. That was it.
I'm talking about your parents trying to take your life. I'm not talking about what you did.
Oh no, my dad was like, no. Here's the messed up part, Kira. Now you mentioned that. Here's the messed up part. My dad sat there and said, "Look, if you electrocute yourself, walk it off." That's what he said. If you electrocute yourself, walk it off.
Oh, you one of those. You know what's crazy? Because everything he says to me makes sense because we're both
that verb. That this is the clip though, for real.
I've got the timestamp, but everything he says to me is making sense because we're both IT people, so we've both done the same shit.
Yeah.
And here I am taking apart radios and shit. Okay.
I've also learned with these old consoles, compressed air goes a long way.
I think we broke Kira.
Apparently, there's an age limit for those.
Pretty much compressed air the right way can definitely cool off a lot of stuff.
And
I tried to take apart an analog clock. I got not an ass one of a lifetime, but I got lit the hell up for taking apart a clock. I can't.
Whose clock was it?
Island household, so
it wasn't even cute. It was ugly as clock. That's why I wanted to figure out how it worked. How could something that ugly work?
Whose clock was it though?
We're not gonna go to drop on coffee table.
Wait, I want to know whose clock it was. That's what I want to know. Whose clock was it?
Was it your clock? Was it your
clock?
Here?
No. I was like single digit age taking stuff apart with a screwdriver. I like to learn how things work.
That's why they make fireworks.
This is why this group works so well.
That's why they make fireworks.
Thank you, because my Caribbean dad, fuck that.
That's what I was. So we all agree, Caribbean households, you get whoopings ahead of time just in case.
Just
with anything in arm's reach.
Oh shit!
I'm scared now because you're about to do something stupid. Wait, I hadn't even decided to do it.
Emotional damage.
Walking around with a screwdriver, just tearing stuff. You were like Tommy Pickles. You just had the shit out your diaper already.
You're like Stephen Hayes walking to the room with a slipper.
At least whatever I took apart, I could put back together.
I think too. I'm sitting in the middle of the living room with the screwdriver in my hands, and they couldn't put it back together, and I'm so distraught. I'm like, well, fuck it, I ain't never gonna touch it again. So everybody got sad.
Yeah, every console had that issue. What was it? PS3 had the yellow light of death. Xbox had the red ring
of death. PlayStation 4 almost got bricked because of a game.
Yeah,
the game could have bricked the PS4. Yeah,
the old brick PS2s only lasted like 5 years because mine. So this is one of the first stories of how I had to finesse the hell out of GameStop because I don't know what happened with those big PS2s. Well, like they would stop working after a certain amount of time and only certain games would play. So I had like an entire library. The only game that would work was True Crime Streets of New York. Or not. Yes, Streets of LA. New York was the second one.
New York was the second one.
Yeah, took it to GameStop. He's like, well, we got to test it to make sure it works. I was like, say less. Try this one. worked, and that's how I got rid of a broken PlayStation and got like $500.
But you know why, right? Why that worked?
Why?
The last working game is still the last amount of RAM on the PS2. So that's the reason. If True Crimes was the last game you played before it went dark, it could still play it.
Sounds about right. Because like a PS2 could still play the game if you took the CD out. Try that shit on an Xbox.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right, Verb. We've all hustled at a GameStop. We had to.
My PS4 was completely free. That was the second or third store.
Damn,
I have seen.
I ain't seen that bad.
That's called theft.
Yeah, let me know.
It can't be theft. Wait. It's not theft if they give it to you.
This is technically it was dropped in the. So what happened was they
allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
Maybe they'll tell the story.
You should probably tell the story for term limits on.
Yeah, it was the UPS man's fault. It was definitely the mailman's fault.
So it's not your fault then.
Yeah, don't
That's
drop
just not against the law.
Don't drop it in the street 2 blocks from my house, and then someone has to bring it to me out of the goodwill of their hearts.
See, not theft. It can't be theft. It can't be theft if you find it.
I mean, I did the same thing with a set of Bose headphones. So yeah, no, go for it, homie.
I mean, it's just like Amazon dropping off packages at your house. Once they're at your house, they're yours.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I saw him outside my house, like searching because he looked like he lost a large package. I'm like, my PlayStation was in that car, wasn't it? Luckily, the lady who found it didn't open it. It was like, here, I think this is yours.
See, you had the kind of like goodness out of your heart. I saw a pair of Beats by Dre that was professional studio grade. I'm like, this wasn't my address, but the Amazon guy dropped it off. So I think
it didn't say place. It was just a big brown box. She didn't know what was in it, but when you opened it, it was the PS4 box. And I'm like, technically,
so you're good.
This didn't make it to my house correctly. So
we out here telling too many stories on Oprah Winfrey's internet or
I'm giving the Cliff Notes version, but
right here on JeffBezos.com.
There's like a whole other portion. There's 2 other consoles. There's 2 other consoles tied to this story. So I'm just
Boy, if you don't stop listen, don't be like Will. Stop telling on yourself. Please stop telling on yourself.
Not my fault. They are
here on JeffBezos.com. We are revealing so many things.
Good Lord.
I mean, Kira judged me for taking apart stuff, and she's just as destructive as I am.
I'm not judging you. I'm saying it's unfair that you got away with it. How come I couldn't get away with it?
I didn't get away with it. I was told to put it back together or get kicked out. So
there's also that.
That's extreme. Kicked out.
Yeah. He had the capability of putting it back together, Kira. I still ask, whose clock was it?
It wasn't mine. It was not mine.
And that's why 4th of July came early.
No.
Because you got lit up.
That wasn't real TV either. So what? So how, sir? How?
Let me say the coverage that all the Twitch streams say. This all happened in GTA 5. That's my legal loophole. But I will say, in real life, I still shop with y'all because everything's so damn digital these days.
Man, but I mean, there's still some physical copies out there. That's why I look forward to.
There are, but I have one video that's giving me gray hairs because I was like, I posted about how like the Spider-Man 2 Collector's Edition, you get a statue, but you don't get anything like physical. I'm getting 2 types of comments. 1, people who know what I'm talking about and completely understand. 2, these freaking Tide Pod eating teenagers who don't understand this is not an accessory. There's supposed to be something in it. You're not supposed to open this to get a digital code. The slot has a purpose.
He's not lying. Man has problems.
I'm getting genuine comments who are like, no, you get the steelbook to get the code. I'm like, explain to me what the round thing in there is supposed to be for. I don't know.
Exactly.
Is that so? This is not the only time I've heard this. Because they said this about it's a movie. It's a movie that just released. They said the same thing about it. Might have been was it Guardians?
No,
it was something else. They said, yeah, it will be only digital. It would be steelbook, but it was digital, and it didn't make sense. I'm like, why would you release a steelbook with no disc?
No, mine has a code in it, but it comes with 2 discs.
See, it's backwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, that.
Yeah. Thankfully, Did they get
Somebody owes me something.
Respectfully.
So
Allegedly.
this came with digital code.
It
but
was WandaVision. That's what it was.
Oh.
And it was WandaVision. They said they were releasing WandaVision on Blu-ray, and that it was going to be no disc. And I'm like, is this a fucking joke? Is this like a marketing ploy? Because I bet the fuck not.
Well, now you got a whole generation who thinks that's normal. Because like this only came with a code, but then they sent me the game separately, so I have it on CD. Thanks, Funimation. Rest in peace.
I would have been like, if y'all don't give me my physical goddamn copy,
I paid for this shit. Where's my shit?
This was free too.
I mean, I'm sorry. As much as I trust hard drives and whatnot, I need the physical. So if something goes down, I can pop it in and play it. I don't need no network.
Mm-hmm.
Like a whole nother pandemic or a blackout in New York, like we seem to get on we're due every 5 years.
She says we're due.
No, we're due. No, we're due.
No.
I like elevators. That would be my luck.
Girls, 20th floor. Both blackouts, 20th floor.
Ooh.
See, that is why I love the people in New York, but I do not like New York.
See,
I love y'all, but
Where-
damn, escape
where-
while you can. Snake Plissken had the right idea. Escape
while
from
you
New
can.
York.
Right. Escape
So
from New York.
where can I put a portable generator in New York where I'm living there? Just right now.
If you got a backyard, that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're one of those
in other
things
words, you need to
like
move
that.
out to the outskirts. Then
Mhm.
you need to go to Jersey.
Backyard.
You need to go to Jersey.
You know, Jersey, might just pop over Lady's house. Hey, Lady, here's Obi. Where's your electricity?
I just need to plug this in right quick.
We got the outlets.
It's crazy that seeing that the video game landscape has changed dramatically, like within the past 5 years, really.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we know that they're coming out. They have PS5. They always have a new system. Is it worth getting? Because before, remember when we got new consoles, time really did pass. Like a couple years before they decided, okay, we're going to give you a new console. You know, now it's like just had the PS4. Literally, just had the PS4, and it doesn't seem like it's been 10 years at best.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
We got the PS4 before the pandemic, and that was what, 2019?
Yeah.
When did we get it? Oh, was that the last happy presidential term that we had? Was with Barack?
No. Yeah, Barack. Yeah.
Yeah. I said happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, usually
it's almost 10 years.
Yeah, most systems have a life cycle of 10 years, so we're coming up on the end of the PS4 and Xbox Series X.
But we used to get
Xbox One,
I feel like we used to get a new console at one point every year, if not every 5 years.
Yeah,
And
they started
got
sending
the
them out.
original, and then you got some kind of improved version. So like the PS5 or the PS2s are only lasting like 5 years because I somehow got a yellow light of death on a PS2. Don't ask me how. But then they came out with PS2 Slim, and that was the more college
that was the
more palatable version of it.
Yeah.
I was on the PS4 because then the PS4 have a PS4 Slim and then a PS4 Pro for you 4K people.
There you go.
Yep.
That's what they're doing.
I got the regular PS4 on sale.
I was using the PS3. I like that one.
Yeah, I still have my 3, but I said I got to get a 5. So
yeah.
I was waiting.
I'm good.
And my whole thing is when I get a console is because I want to see what the library looks like.
Right.
That's what makes me decide what console I'm getting. If the library is what I'm going for, that's what I'm getting. Like that's why the Switch has never been a bad move. You know, you have enough games to play on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
But
the irony is, I'm more of a PC gamer, though. I mean, I love my old school consoles. I mean, I think I have an Xbox One, which I love. Don't get me wrong.
Same.
But if you look at the majority of the games that I play, they're on PC.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather be in front of a computer. Because let's face it, everybody and their mama's on a console, and I don't feel like hearing yang about which one's better. A computer, fool. How about that?
That's the problem you're gonna run into.
Like you used to.
Yeah, but the problem you're gonna run into is that all these games are.
That's what it was. PS4 dropped when I graduated high school.
Damn.
So it has been 10 years.
Wow.
I got mine just before COVID, and that was the last time PlayStation ever did a sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not so much a conversation about which one performs better. It's, at least in my book, it's what's your library looking like.
Yeah.
And
Now-
in Navy's case, he's just like, I'd rather get a PC because it's it. And here's the thing. Now it's starting to transfer to now it doesn't even matter which console you get, unless like you're not going to see Mario on Xbox or PlayStation. It's always going to be Nintendo exclusive, flat out. Same with Zelda. It's always going to be Nintendo exclusive. But other than that, and besides, it's cost effective. Other than that, every other system, they're starting to cross-platform now.
They're trying to.
Because that's what we always wanted. We wanted crossplay. I mean, you want to be able to play with somebody on PC or play with somebody on Xbox and not be held to exclusives.
Yeah.
And they're finally breaking that wall down.
So now does it begin to say, like, is it worth it? Unless you're going after, like,
right now, the biggest thing is microtransactions as well. Because if you buy a game, you get the base model. Basically, it's like going to buy a new car. You don't get the bells and whistles until you pay for them. You get the base model.
And that's
microtransactions need to die.
Microtransactions is what killed a lot of games.
Oh yes.
Yeah, they were cool in the beginning when it was like, hey, you guys have spent so much money on the game. Here's some extra stuff. But now it's like, by the way, get the season pass with the pre-orders. Like, so stuff you put in the game and then cut out.
No. I'll tell you one worse, Safari. I knew it was bad when Diablo 3, you could actually get actual money from the stuff you could sell in the marketplace.
What?
Oh, yeah.
What was that, Real Money Auction House?
Yes, it was a Real Money Auction House in Diablo 3 where you could sell off gear and actually get real money.
That's crazy. That is insane.
And it was legit. People were legitimately doing it. We're talking thousands, if not millions of dollars kept crossing hands electronically.
One guy for all his no bullshit. One guy for all his grinding made like $250K from selling his stuff.
I'm doing the wrong thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Lainey, when are we doing this feet pick thing? Because my pet is coming up on Sunday.
Y'all are already behind. Feed pics are out. It's NPC TikToks now.
No.
That is the stuff of nightmares.
Wow.
Do not do that.
The crazy part is I've seen that girl yelling, and the way she talks, I can't tell if she's stuck in character or she just sounds like.
No, she is. She's stuck. I think
It's no joke. Like
I think the last. Is it the rant about her? I guess her nude pics being on Google or something.
Wow.
In which my retort was, "Sweetie, it's Google."
In 2023, we are relearning the lesson on MySpace that anything you put on the internet is there forever.
Pretty much. Not even Beyonce can get that picture taken down. And she tried. Ooh, she tried.
Like, it's Google.
Unless you're a Kardashian, it's everywhere.
No, even
Kardashian. That's called advertising.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Now, I'm sure Black Sparta remembers this when World of Warcraft came out. They had the card game.
Yep.
I love the card game. I wish they never put it away with because Hearthstone is trash. I'll say it again all day, every day. Okay. But they had code cards where you scratched off the codes. You could put that into the game itself. The most expensive card that they have is the Spectral Tiger.
Yep.
That card alone, unscratched, went for $45,000. If you happen to get the tiger in the game, that was $120K.
Shit.
To this day, there's still one code that's not been entered for that. That is still gathering value. It's the only reason why the actual verification system, which is almost, good God, 33 years old by now.
Yeah.
It's only around for this one code.
Somebody's mama threw that out in a fit of rage. That card is gone. That card been gone.
Yes,
but no, I mean, Navy's right. I mean, you gotta think before World of Warcraft, Magic the Gathering cards, Pokemon cards,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I mean,
Yu-Gi-Oh
books just for cards.
We ain't gonna talk about my closet. My Yu-Gi-Oh stuff is We ain't gonna talk about that.
If you had the original.
That's why I'm single and bald because of that. So just saying.
Boy, if you had the original Japanese import
waiting to be
cards.
I got one God card over here waiting to be graded. Rest in peace to the. I'm failing, man. I'm blanking on his name. He knows who he is.
Wasn't the most rarest cards was the Japanese import Exodia cards?
I think so.
Right.
Obi says yes.
Obi has the answer.
The most expensive Yu-Gi-Oh card of all time.
Why
is Tyler the Warrior?
Japanese exclusive anything, is by far way better than what we get over here. I've seen Transformers that were never released over here. I've seen Pokemon game decks never released over here. Yu-Gi-Oh card that never released over here.
Nope.
Like you'd have to be really hard pressed. Really,
or you've made trips to Japan quite a lot.
Yeah, which
according
to Navy, with an 8th floor arcade system, looks like needs to be done now.
I know exactly that place he's talking about. That's the reason I have it marked down on places to go when I get to Kyoto.
Yep.
Yeah, you have to go to these special showings. I went and saw the last Yu-Gi-Oh movie, but you go to like the white areas of Wisconsin. They only played it once, Saturday at 9 in the goddamn morning. So we get up, go see it, but everybody got to get like a free Obelisk the Tormentor.
Yeah,
and I've learned if they do promos, just ask. They usually want to get rid of them because at one point I went to go see Detective Pikachu, and apparently they were giving out cards for that. But I got outvoted, so I saw Avengers Endgame 5 times in a row.
I mean, it's not a bad trade-off. I mean,
I'm sorry, what happened?
You saw it 5 times in a row?
Because we kept having homeboys who was like, I want to go with the group, but none of us had the same off days. So every time we had like a splinter of our crew, and it's like, fine, we'll go. And because we still had our college ID, so we were getting like $5 to go in.
Don't give him flack for seeing Avengers Endgame 5 times in a row.
So I was like, all right. There was like, Matt didn't get to see it with us. Fine, we'll go with him. Oh, Johnny didn't get to see it. I'm like,
okay, so you saw it on. That's why I misunderstood. You saw it on different days because
I saw with the same group, but like different rotations. It was like the chicken and the fox and the boat and the flower. It was like that for me. I got tired of getting outvoted, and I was like, I asked to do it behind. I'm like, y'all need to Detective Pikachu cards. I've been trying to see it for a month, and they won't allow me. I don't know if he got annoyed of people asking. He just whips out the whole stack and just slaps it in my hand. Is like, have fun.
So the Yu-Gi-Oh movie, when it came out, they had their special movie pack. It was sealed in gold and everything, and one of the cards was Blue Eye Shining Dragon, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's so great and everything." My friend came out just like Jafari. He had 7 packs. I said, "Where'd you get those from?" He said, "Man, he wasn't trying to hold on to them things." So let me get another one.
Flex.
That's a fire sale. Everything must go.
Yeah,
I don't want to be stuck with these cards.
I wanted that movie poster. They wasn't giving that up yet. Fuckers.
So what do you see?
I got a red eye.
So in the video game landscape, we know that the microtransactions is really it. I don't see that lasting another 2-3 years.
I see it ramping up.
You think?
I think as long as you got kids.
If you don't deliver, if you're an adult,
as long as there are mobile games and open sandbox games, we'll never get rid of microtransactions.
See, the secret behind it is you pay very little for the base game, but you make the other transactions appealing or required to go to the next level or get that next gear or get that character.
Because you're not grinding for 8 hours.
But
exactly. They're taking that away.
They ain't got that in them. They ain't got the dog in them. They ain't got that dog in them.
They don't have the Final Fantasy VII energy. They don't have that.
But the crazy part about it is they will never, I mean, like you said, that they've realized their money makers is kids. When they realize kids will buy things that they think they need to have, that's why it'll never be the end of microtransactions. As long as they want skins, weapons, or even grown men. Look at Call of Duty. Warzone is a great example of that. That you had to buy all this, you had to buy all these gears and add-ons and whatnot, and you don't own any of it.
I never thought I'd see the day where they would do that with Call of Duty.
Yeah. that Warzone's and people are mad because Warzone's getting pulled. It's like, well, I spent. How much did you spend? Just go on and tell yourself how much you spend. 1,000, 3,000, 4,000. There's one dude that's somewhere that he said he spent 10K on Warzone. Sir,
10K?
What?
10K.
Divorce.
Wow.
Divorce.
All right, from
Hollywood.
I co-found that one.
battle passes.
As Julius
Human
would say,
existence removal process, ladies and gentlemen.
Ain't no
I'm
way.
like, if you got 10K to spend on Warzone,
Ain't no way.
what, sir? What job do you have, or what OnlyFans page does your wife have?
Boy,
Ain't
but
no
you know
way.
what? It's no different than these influencers playing the games and putting up their YouTube channel, putting up videos about how to get through certain games or get certain things, but they've got the financial backing to buy every single card, get
And
every
that's
single.
But that's the system. The system is like I said, like
No,
for me,
we may have been like that in the 80s, but 10K.
Ain't no way.
ain't no way. But like Navy said, you got these.
No, you need to pull up.
Thank
everybody.
you. Could've put
Julius
it better
from Everybody
myself.
Julius from Everybody Hates Chris is what should be up
Yeah.
there.
But that's the thing though. Like Navy said, you got these influencers out here that'll play these games, and even my favorite game, I love Destiny. But folks will blow money into these MMO RPGs, and you don't own any of it. That's the crazy part. You own nothing of the additional content that you purchase. So in the event that Bungie decides, hey, we're pulling the plug on Destiny, there goes all your stuff. They got your money though, but there goes all your stuff.
Physical is forever.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. I want my stuff physical. I grew up
in the early free-to-play era of RuneScape, so my parents wasn't paying that $5 a month. I was the one who had to do extra training out in the woods because all my friends did cool shit and got to do the good missions. And then I was just driving 30 levels behind.
So
that's the reason why you wait for it. You wait for the end of the year. I just said that's the big thing. Waiting for the end of the year editions where it has everything included and you're paying a discount price. Go ahead and take it.
The Battlefront 2.
No, I'm good. I'll stick to my Pokemon Snap and keep it moving.
It's funny you mentioned Battlefront 2. So you got games like Battlefront 2.
Oh yeah.
You have EA, which EA was at the top of its game, and
they screwed themselves.
They screwed themselves. Do you see someone like you see what's happening with Blizzard? Blizzard is literally crumbling before our eyes.
Revolver's not too far behind.
Exactly.
Yeah, it started to go downhill.
EA tries to pull that card with every game, and they just turn us into the SpongeBob meme. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
I mean, it's like that Rick and Morty game that was supposed to be really fun, and it came out and it disappeared in the same sentence.
Yeah. So, do you see are video game companies are they losing their way?
Yes,
absolutely.
The quality of the games are lacking, and as we've seen in previous reports, we see that these companies are not paying their developers, their programmers, their QA. They're not paying any of them. And when the money does come in, the first thing they do is they fire the staff. We've seen this time and time again. Another game comes around, this one to do a rehire. Oh, we made our money. Okay, we don't need you anymore. They feel more like contractors than employees. Blizzard's been doing it. Who else has been doing it? Rockstar's been doing it.
Oh yeah, even
Telltale Games was doing it.
Fired everyone in the middle of a game being developed.
Yeah.
What sense does that make?
I've never heard anything like that.
I mean,
when they said that, I was like, "Are you serious right now?" Like,
yeah. I mean, think about it.
Isn't coming out.
Even Square Enix, they let people go. Ubisoft let people go. Konami has let people go. Even most recently, From Software let people go. And this is right after they just announced that they're going to do The Last Ronin.
Project Red did the same thing. Red did the same thing.
Mm-hmm. So now you're looking at.
I'm never getting Kingdom Hearts 4.
The landscape of gaming has definitely changed because of just what we just said here. You got the microtransactions. They're pretty much trying to do away with physical copies.
Mm-hmm.
You're cutting your staff. It seemed like do a project, cut your staff. Now you're cutting your staff in the midst of a project. What is it that here we just named several companies that were all at the top of their game in one type of version or another. Ubisoft, Square Enix, EA, Rockstar.
Throw Microsoft in there too.
Microsoft, Blizzard.
Yep.
All of them were, they had it. It was like you were on the top of the mountain. You had the world literally in your hands. And however, shareholders, new management, new leadership coming in.
The inability to run a company and pay your employees.
Not just that, the inability to run that type of company.
That part.
Meanwhile, Epic is out here doing Fortnite dances and collecting everyone's real nigga card on the way to the bank.
But that's the thing, though. Like you said, it comes down to this whole point of when they realize this current cash cow they have is profitable. They ran it until they're going to run it till the river runs dry. So that's why this whole big thing was when PS5 came out, they were like, oh, we're just going to go straight digital. There's going to be no physical copies. You're going to take off older gamers like us. It's like, no, we want disk drives. We're used to disk drives. So that's the reason why they turned around and was like, oh, well, we better change course because we don't have enough of the younger generation to really phase out the older generation yet. So that's why they caved. At the same time,
ones that have to borrow money from to buy shit.
Yeah, I mean, we're the ones paying for our addiction. So it's like we gotta work to pay for our addiction. So
SwiftStream says physical media has slowly been taken away to get you to not own nothing and keep paying for stuff. It's lazy and gaming, nothing new coming out. It's to corporate and it's not fun.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
There's a reason why games like Metal Gear Solid was fun. Halo when it first dropped was fun. First Battlefronts, fantastic.
Oh, Halo was the college days where you had six guys in a small ass dorm room playing online.
You know, and here meanwhile you have games like Madden. You have games like Madden still producing because you just have a ton of football gamers out there. You know.
FIFA, don't forget FIFA.
FIFA's another.
I didn't know how crazy FIFA was, like internationally. Like,
are you kidding me, man?
FIFA is like Madden overseas. They are serious about that game.
Euro Twitch with FIFA is like madness.
Yeah,
you never really realize how serious they are with FIFA.
But yeah, even some of these companies just. Like, we keep giving them shit, but Fortnite really changed the game because they were the first to be like, by the way, you can play with other people on consoles. And the consoles were like, no, you can't. Ben, watch this.
But the funny part was I mean, that's the beauty. That's what I hate open sandbox games because the code itself is not complex. You can run it on multiple consoles and be fine versus Madden because both Microsoft and Sony, they're so heavy into how the games are programmed that you literally have to do a widget to go between two systems that run off alternately two different programs, which I think is completely stupid.
The high level proprietary control that they have, it's ridiculous.
I think what it is, if they just the formula of you keeping your physical, here's the formula. Keep your physical copies. All right. You can have your digitals all day. I'm not saying take them away. Keep your physicals. Do away or don't ramp up your microtransactions. Because now we understand that's a corporate decision. Because you're just like, look at all this money we're pulling in off of these folks are willing to pay for skins.
Yeah.
We worked for our shit.
No shit. No kidding.
See, it would be different if it could be downloaded. If it could be downloaded because we're accessing a server. That's what a lot of kids don't get. That's why I feel like I turn into a freaking IT teacher when I'm talking to kids. Like, you don't understand. Yeah, it's not on your console. You are literally logging into a server farm that actually contains what you purchase. So if you were to disconnect from the internet right now, you don't have spit. It's like.
Gone are the days of the save of putting in having saves, and also I think I like this too. When we came up playing games, like I said before, we didn't have save points. But that made us appreciate the game that much more because we didn't have that luxury of saving and keeping moving. No, if you wanted to get to this checkpoint, you had to put in work.
Exactly. But you enjoyed the game though. But what was those games? Difficult? Yes. Enjoyable? Also yes. There was almost there wasn't a level of expectation of time of grinding that you had to do.
That part.
We knew we had to grind. No, don't be wrong. We knew we had to grind in those games, but it wasn't the game that had that expected level of grinding. That was a big thing. And so it's like you said, Navy. I mean, shoot, look at I'll even take Contra for a second. Contra itself, you can sit down for what? 3 hours. No, not even 3 hours. 2 hours on a good run and beat Contra from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Do you need those entire 2 hours? No, you took a couple of weeks and took your time. I mean, you can go to Ninja Gaiden for all those that have been like me and
come on, man.
Blistered hands and whatnot. You was determined to beat Ninja Gaiden on hard mode. You were determined because that was rare ass air to sit there and be like that. You know what? That was bragging rights because everybody's like, "Oh, I beat Ninja Gaiden," but you do it on hard mode.
Yeah, blitz.
That was the rights checker. Like, if you didn't beat on hard mode, you ain't shit.
That's fair. That is very fair.
So I think what they're looking at is, and I'm looking at it from a business standpoint. You know, we grinded. We grinded to get whatever skin we needed, whatever downloadable package we needed, whatever. Save points, all of it. We grinded.
Right.
Companies, why? Yes, you may say, hey, I have this new Metal Gear Solid. I have this new Halo. I have this new... You're going to get your sales up front, but then that's it. It's the dead stop. Your sales is there. That's it. What's next? We got to do a new game.
But that's where
now they figured out, no, we can do the same game and we can do add-ons.
But that's the thing about it. I'm sorry, Lane, go ahead.
No, I was just saying microtransaction the shit out of it. I was just agreeing with it.
But that's like we have to pull in the money. And it's like, but do you need to do that with every game? No.
They freak out and they panic. It turned it into a competition amongst themselves. It has nothing to do with appealing to your fan base or your customer base who love the products that you create and the games that you make. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but back in the day when you got on the console and you played a game and you got to a point and you found that object or that item, there was a level of excitement that cannot be repeated because you're like, yo,
your anxiety definitely got ramped down.
Exactly.
Without anybody's guide or help.
And she was just like, oh, fine.
But that's the thing about it, though. We had that moment of completion. You had that moment of completion when you got to the end of the game. It's like, you know what? You see the end titles, you see the end credits, you hear the music. It's almost like watching the end of a good movie. You've made it to the end. Congratulations and whatnot. But this is the reason why I said DLC was a great thing until they perverted it.
Yeah.
Because the thing about it was someone, and I will give them credit for this, somebody along the way sat there and said, you know what? We could have added more to this game if we had time. And someone sat there and said, well, screw it. Let's call it downloadable content. Let's put it out there for the download. They purse it. We still make money off same game. Nothing wrong with that. Right. The problem was they perverted it to a point to where it's like, okay, we are completely okay with making an incomplete game, and we're going to add on the parts that we couldn't make it by the deadline, and you're going to pay for it because you want to play it.
Right.
And that was the problem. I mean, that's what...
And people that like that's running Fortnite.
But Fortnite was just a bit. I mean, like you said, Fortnite was a business model. Let's make an open-ended game. Let's give it these different games. Let's put mods in there. Let's get people private servers because people are making buku killer bucks off that between that and GTA. T Grizzly, man,
oh my god,
he sat there and said, "Look, I don't even got to rap no more. I can let my server run on GTA, and I can retire off that." Which is smart. If you got the space, if you got the server space to host a private server on a popular game, and you charge people to play on your server, I mean, That's money in the bank. That's money while you sleep. That's Gordon Gekko money.
As long as their EBT card holds out. As long as their EBT card holds out.
Yeah, right. So I think what's really bad is that they've adopted this. There's nothing wrong, like you said, Will. There's nothing wrong with the business model. They just perverted said business model.
Yeah,
you don't need it for every game. Certain games I'm okay with. If you know Fortnite, you did your thing. That's fine. Yeah. That's your business model. Perfect. Whatever. I don't necessarily need it for Spider-Man. I just don't. I don't need that many skins.
They also killed one of their best advertising platforms, in my opinion, was two things. Esports tournaments.
One.
And E3.
Yeah.
E3 was that event because I've never been to E3, but I looked forward to seeing what was being put out and seeing all of the outlets talk about that. And you see all the companies and that pay to go to. But the problem, as I said before, they panicked. They freaked out. Oh my gosh, we got to get ahead of Microsoft because they're about to release this game.
Not only that, this is what the third year E3 has not been third year.
Third year in a row.
I don't think E3 is ever going to be back.
They said it's not coming back.
The thing about it is these other between Ubisoft coming out with their own presentation, Microsoft coming out with their own presentation, Sony doing it, Nintendo has its own direct channel. They sat there and said, "Oh, we don't need to wait until a certain show when we can go out and really do our own thing." And like you said, Chris, the moment the big manufacturers realized this was the moment that E3 should have sat there and said, "Okay, let's change tracks. Let's bring in the indie game makers and let's bring in the PC gamers and let's still do E3 that way." So you can still have a showcase, but at the same time, look at what that between E3, the Tokyo Game Show Awards, the Video Game Awards, the Summer of Games, because those 4 or 5 events and PAX East, I forgot about PAX East, where you literally had these events there just for us to see trailers of new games. That's all they're really there for. We can care less about the awards because God of War Ragnarok. To this day, people are still wanting DLCs. Why? God of War Ragnarok is a complete game. It is a complete game in the complete sense. You don't need DLCs. The first God of War didn't need DLCs. Exactly. Hell, every God of War that was on the PlayStation didn't need a DLC. Every game
same with Assassin's Creed. You don't need DLCs. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine and where it's at. And I think, closing out, I don't think they understand. Well, they understand and don't care because they care more about the dollar, of course.
Yeah.
But not every game, and I'm going to keep saying it, not every game needs a microtransaction.
Yeah.
If you're doing Call of Duty and you're saying, hey, we got a new patch, fine. I get it. You cleared out certain thing. I get it. Fortnite, that's your business model. That's fine. Spider-Man, it's not necessary.
Right.
Fortnite when it got movie deals.
They pretty much did.
I was pretty sure that Dragon Ball movie was going to tank until they started putting the episodes in Fortnite.
Oh man,
because the amount of toddlers I saw in the superhero film.
But let's not also get Fortnite does concerts. I will say that they're innovative in the fact they're doing things that you wouldn't necessarily see on a video game. He's mad.
He's saying it's past our time. I got it.
Meanwhile, if you look for a physical copy of the OG Fortnite, I think it runs you a couple grand now because they have a whole game mode in there that they've just tossed to the side. Like I still haven't played Save the World, and that was what they started with.
We're not gonna talk about Def Jam Fight for New York. You can.
Oh Lord, you're
damn near.
I can't find it.
I agree with Kira. Kira had the. I don't know. Was it Kira or was it Lady? I forgot who said it because that Def Jam 50th anniversary. I'm like,
they missed the golden opportunity. One of the biggest, one of the most sought fighting games.
Yeah, you're right.
And you had the 50th anniversary of hip hop Was nobody in Def Jam? Russell is no longer Def Jam, but was anybody paying attention to Def Jam?
Apparently not, because as a fandom, I like how we just pretend Icon didn't happen.
Yeah. Icon was
trash. That was hot garbage. Okay.
Let me remix
that
this.
Was a vomit sandwich.
Across
okay?
the platform.
Lord, I'm glad I got a copy of Vendetta when I did, because right after DMX died, that thing shot up to like $200
crazy.
a pop.
It did.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Vendetta was great, but Fight for New York had a better fight engine. It had a better fight engine, and it really
Vendetta's was backwards.
Yeah. All right. But
it improved a lot. But yeah, that was one of the few I never got my hands on, sadly. But I ran Vendetta, and for the first match, I got beat by Joe Budden. I just pulled the plug. I don't need that.
You had to pull the plug.
You know what? On a real note, though, why does a dude like Joey Crack, the hardest person in Fight for New York? He was the hardest dude.
Oh my god!
I mean, even Snoop Dogg, you just had to counter him. But why did Joey feel like he just like had every advantage over you?
Yeah. Well, this was our gaming episode. A lot of people was on this one. We're closing out, but we're gonna have to we're definitely revisiting this one because it never ends. Gaming never ends. You've heard the pros, you've heard the cons, you've heard how we felt about all of that. And it's even as I'm looking at some of the websites now and they're talking about some of the popular games this year, you know, we can just imagine. And then the fact that some of these companies are rushing their systems out there. And it's like, this is why Cyberpunk failed. This is why the Avengers stumbled. All of these things stumbled because of these rushes. We can wait. Sometimes the old way is best.
Yeah.
But on that note, Creator Horror, tell everybody where they can find you.
What to do, everybody?
This was our long one.
I am Lainey, and me and my husband, we run Keep Our Heart on YouTube. We talk about movies, we talk about trailer reviews. I talk about horror shows and horror movies, more movies and shows, but I'm trying to get into that towards the fall. But anyway, you can find us on IG, you can find us on TikTok, all right, and sometimes on Spill, but mostly on IG and TikTok. And listen, do what you love and love what you do. It is never too late to do that.
Hey,
all right.
Hey,
Tafari. Yeah.
Oh, me. Okay.
Hey. I can be found Lady Mandalore.
I still can't get this shit right. I can be found under this name on all platforms. I'm officially the keyboard crypt of the comment section, boots on the ground boy, and bridge builder for the Blurred's Eye View podcast. I usually do my best to reel in everybody I can to get for this show. I'm also doing clips and editing behind the scenes, which is what is even sleep this week.
You and me both. We were doing something.
What is sleep?
Yeah, we've been in and out of Google Drive like every night this week, but it's so we can bring y'all cool things. So we have a lot of interviews coming up, a lot of clips that I'm still putting together. Some I have to go grab tonight, but you can find me on all socials under this name. I post every Monday because Mondays suck, so I try to make them a little hysterical. Pretty much it for me. You tell them.
Obi know what the deal is.
Tell them I'm certified in these streets, Obi.
Obi is the baby translator.
Oh my god.
Oh, good lord! All right.
Normally I put Cinematic Assassin first, but I played it different this time.
Yeah, you got to rotate because apparently my son wants to talk now. He's been quiet the entire time, but now that he's been fed, he's talking up and live. But anyway, Black Spartans usually I go by Black Fox 447 on all socials. I usually do reviews on everything that I read, that I play, that I write, and gym stuff because I try to keep a certain shape and tick off as many diverse religious groups as I possibly can. That being said, I do have a couple of podcasts of my own, guys. Of course, my daily political podcast, All the Crap We Got Here, every Wednesday and Saturday. My video game podcast called Get Bit Podcast every Friday. Both can be seen on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And my podcast can be seen wherever you get your podcasts from, also including Always Record TV and Opulence Radio to join with the Fleet. I am also one of the many heads of the blurredeyeview.org website writing crew. I actually cover wrestling. Why? Because wrestling is real and people are fake. Shout out to Mr. Kennedy for that one. Also, guys, again, if you know somebody that's doing something different, that's trying to do a podcast, do a con, own a business that you know is really going to go ahead and, they put their heart and soul into it. I'm not saying you got to donate money, but hey, if you can donate to the church and, do your tithe and cool, but at the same time, it costs literally nothing to share. Share the same way that you would support Beyonce if Beyonce knew that you existed. Also, guys, it is con season. Really quickly, the 3 rules to going to a con. Number 1, respect cosplayers at all times. I will literally play security at cons just because I have to remind some people sometimes of that rule. Number 2, wash your ass. Soap and deodorant. And I'm not saying you got to wear a fragrance, but please go light on it because, again, you're going to be in close proximity with others. But, again, wash your ass. Nobody wants a stinky-ass person in a con. And number 3 is the same rule that I have for myself as well as cons. Simply put, be polite. Do not be a dick. It will all be cool.
He said, wash your ass, moisturize, and fragrance. Yes, in that order.
QWANC, fake wins. Forget the Q dub.
The Q dub. Fake wins.
Fake wins.
Oh my God.
My name is Quincy.
It's me. We'll be watching the Cinematic Assassin. I'm like too tired to do the whole spiel, but on screen you can find me there. If you want a thing, that's where you find me. If you don't find me, I'm not there.
There she is.
Hi.
I'll be writing on stuff, but like I said, too tired. So take your meds, take that PTO because mental health is important. And that kiss your mama, tell her you love her, and go out and make somebody smile today.
Oh, we made you smile today, everybody out that's watching out there, and all that great, fantastical, juicy stuff.
Just the 8 hours because we sure haven't.
Yeah,
let's sleep. I hear it's wonderful.
That part. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nerds and blurs of all ages, it is your frosty bearded blurticorn, and I'm tired too because I've been doing my thing all day. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter. X under Navy Montel. You can find me on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok under Rogue Catnip. Blurticorn Speaks is back. We put our first episode out after the hiatus, and I'm happy for that. I'm also 1/6 of the Blurticorn Speaks podcast, which will be coming back very soon too, so we can talk trash on that point. And I will say this as of note: support smaller blurred businesses and projects that are out here trying to do the thing. Okay. They're trying to create something historical and be a part of a legacy because some of y'all are too damn old to think you are too damn young. So sit down, shut up, and support it. Okay. I said what I said. I'm going to have a moon pie.
Okay. All right. Talk to
She's alive.
Not time she showed back up. Good Lord.
I live again.
Anyway, hi everybody. How are you doing? How are you? This is Lady Mandalore, also known as Room Full of Blurs. Also,
there you go.
Score one for Lainey.
Dang.
I don't like Lainey. Don't turn on me, Lainey.
Don't mess.
Don't fall down that trap. Don't go. Be better. Be better than that.
Jersey, don't. Let's go.
Be better as she's booking Beyonce next.
Wish.
I don't like y'all. Yeah, no, we're gonna fight later. You can find me on Instagram at Room Full of Blurs. You can find me Sundays at 9 p.m. at YouTube and on Twitch for my live good Lord podcast. Also, you can find me as Child of Mandalore on TikTok. There's also a podcast that I do about the history of Mandalore there. And yeah, that's all I got for right now. I apologize, y'all. I had to dip out for a second. Things happen. Real life happens in the background.
He's also our IRL interviewee.
So, yeah, she's stepping it in the game there. She's out there in the field. Hey, everybody, it is your man on the wall, Chris Fury. Let's see how much energy I got for this one. Thank you for tuning in to Blur's Eye View. If this is your first time, I hope we entertained you. It looked like we did by the numbers. We have great things coming up. You definitely want to tune in next Tuesday. We got a big guest coming up, and we're going to take a little break. But up until then, we have some dope interviews. Check them out. They're falling down the line. They're on the pipeline. Show your love on the YouTube channel. Show your love on IG. Go follow us over on Instagram, Blur's Eye View, and it'll send you to the link tree in the bio. And we have a lot of things that's coming down the pipeline for Blur's Eye View. You want to see us not just virtual, but you want to see us live and in person. You'll be seeing that as well. People are looking for us. And as Cinematic Assassin says, famous Kira. I don't know where this is coming from, but okay. But
she's famous now.
She's famous now.
Barbara Walters of the Blur community. Famous.
At famous, she says at famous Kira on Black Planet. Okay.
Wow.
Famous. Dang, not Black Planet.
So, but this is always fun when we talk about just straight out geeky stuff and just have fun with it and whatever. Shout out to Candy B because she just said Blue Beetle is a 9 out of 10.
Nice.
I'm hearing good things.
I'm hearing very good things.
Yeah.
Well, I know what I'm doing tomorrow night.
Exactly. I'm gonna be a busy man this weekend. So.
Yeah.
Ribs, fries, and a movie. Let's go.
Did you say ribs? Ribs do sound good.
Y'all still getting ribs now?
Yes. In the cafe over here, they do ribs, fries.
I need to find somebody. I need somebody that does catfish.
Hey, and a big bag. That's all you need.
That's all you need.
Virginia Beach that does that one. So
I gotta see the color of the cook.
It's gotta be the right kind. It's gotta be the right kind of seasoning.
See my comb?
Oh my
he ain't that color. You see my comb?
It ain't that color.
It ain't that color.
So if you're watching us, you always want to tune in live Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Ooh, Central. Well, no. 8:30 p.m. Eastern, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. On Thursdays, 9 p.m. Eastern, on those same channels. You can catch us on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell for the latest and greatest that we have coming up. Interviews, crazy commercials. Who knows what we got coming, but you don't want to miss it. So until then, remember to educate yourself and others, entertain yourself and others, and most of all, encourage yourself and others. Thank you to the crew. Video game companies, get your shit together. SAG-AFTRA, tell them studios to pay y'all, making sure they pay y'all, getting their ass. Make sure it works. Get it. Until then, we will see you guys next Tuesday. We out of here.
Bye.
Bye.